lights are on. The field is lined. Let's do this, Tuscaloosa. This is Hillcrest Football on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
He's on fire tonight, breaks the tackle. He's to the 10, he's to the 5. He's in the end zone. Yes. Touchdown, Patriots.
For live video stream, catch all the action this season on YouTube Live and NFHS Network. For live audio stream, tune in to Mixlr.com. That's MIXLR.com. And now, to the Bama Stuff broadcast booth with Brent Jones, Brad Armstrong, Brian Pirano, and the Hillcrest Football broadcast crew on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Roy Johnson Stadium. Yes, Roy Johnson Stadium. We're finally back at home. Back at home as the Patriots will take on the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies tonight in an unbelievably important Class 7A Region 3 game. Welcome to the Mark Nelson, County Commissioner of District 3 pregame show. Brent Jones here with you, along with, go to the booth shot there, Brian Pirano, and obviously we're missing somebody.
Well, Brad, listen, as many of you know, Brad's got a daughter at Mississippi State. And unfortunately, FIMU does not schedule around the Hillcrest Patriots football schedule. We've asked them. You know, they're working on it. Yeah. But Brad, you know how close he is, obviously, with like everybody is to his family. So he's spending some time in Starkville, but he hates that he misses tonight.
Yes, absolutely. But you know, most people would tune in and say, well, that's nothing unusual because he usually comes in about 10 minutes late and is plugging in his headphones in the background. But he's actually not here tonight.
No. Brad is he's en route to Starkville right now, but he's listening, and I know he's rooting just as hard from the vehicle or from the FIMU house as he would be from our booth.
And that makes him fair game for us tonight, too.
Well,
all
you know
the
how
jabs.
I am. You know how I am.
He can't fight back.
I'm not nearly as vicious as you. So
that's true.
Yes, I will let you throw as many jabs as you want.
Okay. Well, and we'll also talk about his college football picks as we go on, too, because he's already won more games in his picks in the fourth week.
Right.
Through 3 weeks.
Right.
Than he did all year long last year.
No doubt. We'll talk more about that at halftime, but you're right. You know, I figured this would be a week he'd want to be here, though. But anyway, nonetheless, we're excited, like you said, excited to be back at Roy Johnson.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Anybody who's on the fence about coming out with the weather, listen, we had a couple drizzles here.
It's going to be good.
Absolutely. It hasn't rained in a month and a half, but we did get a little bit. But it's looking up, but it did cool off a little bit. So come on down. Still plenty of time. 26 minutes to kickoff.
Yeah, and this is going to be a good one, Brian.
I hope so.
I'm telling you, the Class 7A Region 3 is just unbelievable this year, and as they are, it seems, every year. But Hillcrest is now added to the mix as the teams that are teams to contend with. Hillcrest, of course, with the big win over Hoover 2 weeks ago, and last week taking on Vestavia, losing that one, making us 1-1, which makes this game all the more important.
Man, you just said it. Region 3, honestly, it's the class of Alabama football. I think it's as good as any region in the Southeast. Just looking at the rankings, Brent, we have 5 of the top 11 teams in the Alabama Sports Writers Association here, you know, in Region 3.
Yeah.
And no bigger game, once again, in the state possibly, than right here at Roy Johnson. So this is exciting times, though. You know, one of the biggest regular season games in Hillcrest football history.
I'm going to talk about this a pretty good bit through the broadcast because I don't want the people who are just tuning in when the game starts who aren't listening to the pregame to hear this.
Right.
But I have got a very strong feeling about this game.
Okay.
I have a very strong feeling that Hillcrest is going to win this game.
I hope you're right. You know me. I'm a little jinx-oriented, so I definitely hope your feelings are accurate, though, Brent. But either way, I think we do. Listen, I think we have as good a chance as anybody out there to beat Hewitt.
Well, I have my reasons, of course. The Hillcrest Patriot Pride of Patriot Parkway Band out on the field right now. I don't think we're to the point where we're going to have the national anthem just yet, but yeah, they're just doing their little pregame show, right?
Great
in
job.
Which they sound awesome. Yeah,
we're talking about how happy we're back to be home. I know the band is as well. You know, we've traveled to the Met and then to the Vestavia. Great stadiums to perform in. but I know they, just like us and just like our team, feels a lot more comfortable on the home turf. So I was talking to a couple of them, talking to Emerson today, and they all were excited to be back in front of the home folks tonight right here in 69 South, Brent.
Yeah, for sure. And, Brian, I wanted to expound a little bit on what I was saying about my feeling and tell you the reasons. Look, you can say I'm jinxing them all you want to. I don't care. I know that when I have strong feelings about a football game, it doesn't always happen, but it usually comes true. You know, a lot of times I'm like, well, I don't know. Right. But sometimes when I have really strong feelings, they seem to come through.
Well, give me an example.
Okay, I'm going to tell you an example from the past. Well, I can't come up with anything off the top of my head. I just know that it's happened throughout history for me. But I'll tell you the reasons why I feel so good about this game. All right. First of all, I watched the Hewitt-Hoover game from last week. Not all of it, but most of it. And honestly, Hoover should have won that game.
Sure they have.
They had a few mistakes that happened that cost them the game, a few bad breaks. I think Hoover won the game at the line of scrimmage. And I think that because of that, I think that Hewitt is a beatable team. We dominated Hoover at, well, I wouldn't say dominated. We won the line of scrimmage at the Hoover game, right?
Absolutely.
I think we can here, too. They have a freshman quarterback who's very spunky, very gritty, a good player, but he kind of pushes the ball when he passes it. He doesn't have a whole lot of zip on it, right? So they depend on the running game.
Coach's
and
son.
what's our strength, right? Our run defense, right? Okay. Also, if we get in a field position battle with them, their punting was atrocious. We have a fairly strong punting game, so I think that we have the advantage there if we get in a field position game. Also, the main thing, though, has to do with psychology, and psychology means a lot with high school football. And I think that coming off of the loss last week and being brought down to earth, Hillcrest has that desire back. They have that chip on their shoulder. Their backs are against the wall. They're going to be focused and ready to play. Hewitt, on the other hand, coming off of 2 big wins. Are we about to do the national anthem here? We're going to do the national anthem here in just a minute. So we'll take a quick break here to listen to the Pride of Patriot Parkway Marching Band, but I'll continue my thought about that here in just a minute. So the colors being presented out on the field now, and then the Pride of Patriot Parkway Band with our national anthem. So enjoy.
Dog pound ain't what it used to be. Their student section sucks.
All right, there you have it, the Pride of Patriot Parkway Marching Band with our national anthem. Now, Brian, I want to get back to what I was saying about the psychology of this game. I just feel really strongly about this. I know you're kind of smirking at me about all this.
Well, I'm good.
But I feel really strongly about this. Okay, so as far as the psychology goes, I was saying Hewitt-Trussville is coming off the big win over Hoover, right, 17-14 last week, and also the week before the big win over Vestavia, 28-14. Also in these kids' heads, they think, oh man, Vestavia beat them 42-24. We beat them 24-14. You know, we got this, no problem. So they're going to come in flying high thinking they got this, no problem. We're going to come in saying, no, we got you. We have the motivational edge here, and I think that's the main reason we'll win this game.
I certainly hope you're right. I certainly hope you're right, Brandon. I think definitely, I still think teams definitely do overlook us at times, just with us being, us having a somewhat down year, still being the second smallest 7A. So I think we have an inherent advantage psychologically on so many schools. And Brent, while I agree with a lot of what you said, it's still going to be challenging for us.
I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk. I'm just saying I think that's why we'll win the game. And there's also one other factor that I didn't mention.
No, go for
the fact that we're at home.
No. I'll go into. I don't want to step on my keys to the game too much, but when I think the home field's big. Golly, I feel like I'm having to defend Hewitt now, and I don't like that. But Hewitt does have the number 5 ranked scoring offense in all of 7A. They're scoring almost 39 points a game. Their defense is even better. They're the second-ranked defense in 7A, giving up about 9 points a game. Mm-hmm. So Hewitt is, to me, Hewitt is more talented than Vestavia. I don't think there's any question they have more talent than Vestavia. However, all of that misdirection, all of that got us on our back foot, that vaunted defense you talked about, I think it's going to be a lot more straight up now, and that's the reason why I like our chances a lot better this week than I did last week. And, Brent, I don't disagree with anything you said right there. You know how I am at heart, though. It's hard for me to get too jacked up about this.
I got you.
Just because I'm always, in my heart, I got that worry about it.
It's not hard for me, and
No, you're right. I know you are, man. I can't wait, though.
Let's do something here.
Okay.
You and I have our opinions.
Okay,
let's find out what the man who really knows what's going on says.
Absolutely.
And let's go to the Coach Jamie Mitchell pregame show. Here we go.
Yep.
Hello and welcome to the Coach Jamie Mitchell pregame show. Well, Coach Mitchell started out the season 3-0, ran into a bit of a buzzsaw, I guess you might say, in Vestavia, and an efficiency machine buzzsaw. They looked great. Your team had some mental mistakes, some turnovers, those kinds of things. Let's talk about that game first, but then beyond that, we need to talk about how that game is important in a way, but it's not the end of the world. Go ahead and talk about the game itself.
Yeah, just feel like, man, we cut all our fingers and toes off and, just did not even remotely give ourselves a chance to play and be successful. And, you and I have talked about this many times on these shows about, how clean we had been for the first couple of weeks. And we went back and looked, and we had, for the first 3 games, we had 3 pre-snap penalties and 0 turnovers in the 3 wins that we had, And if you want to win games, that's how you do it. You give yourself a chance. And, what we did Friday night was a complete self-implosion. I mean, we hurt ourselves in so many ways, and not give them credit. Good gracious. I mean, they did a phenomenal job of playing crystal clean football, mistake-free, and they were clearly the better football team last Friday night. And, like you said, man, we're 1-1 in the region, and the world's not falling, so we have to sweep that under the rug. That was my deal after the game. I mean, this is the one you just want to hit the flush button and get rid of it. And, we must be ready to move forward. And we got some hard corrections to do this week, and we got some accountability that's got to be put into place. And we got to have some guys to understand that there's a right way to win and how that has to happen. So hopefully we'll see that. And, man, what a foe we got coming in Hewitt. Great football team. And they just seem to keep coming.
Yeah. Disappointing, but not something that's just going to destroy the season. You have so much more left to play for. The first goal is to make it to the playoffs, and you're honestly in good shape to do that as long as you take care of business. And also, like I think you kind of alluded to it, some great teachable moments from that game moving forward.
Yeah, some lessons are hard, and we've been living the high life and the excitement and all of that. And so many times, I mean, I think we're all built that way as humans. You find out way more about yourself in times of adversity and times of bad than you do when things are going great. So we'll learn a whole lot about our team character this week, and we'll learn a whole lot about our resolve and our fight, which I am super confident in the group of guys that I coach every day. I think I know them inside and out. I know they're embarrassed or humiliated, and I fully expect the group to to finally take our home field again. Seems like we hadn't been here in 5 years, but a chance to get to play back at home. And I think you'll see a football team that's ready to play.
Gosh, what an opponent coming in, though. Hewitt-Trussville is just setting the world on fire, beating Hoover last week, the week before, handling Vestavia pretty nicely. That's a tough item on the menu for your team.
Oh, man. They're one of the top teams in the state. Probably will end up being the second or third ranked team in the state this week. So, that's kind of our MO. We played Hoover. They were number 3, probably fixing to get Hewitt at number 2 or 3, and Vestavia in the top 5. So this stretch right here in September, we talked about it. It is a murderer stretch. And I told our football team, no matter what happens this week, there's so much football left to be played this season. And it's so refreshing to know the second half of our season is gonna depend on how we play. And to be honest, last year after Game 5, our season was pretty much over. So we knew there was very, very slim chance to get in the playoffs, and that's just not the case this year. So we desperately need to play extremely well against Hewitt. We did last year. I think that game gives us a lot of credit with our kids. I think they know that even against a really good football team, that we played exceptionally well there.
All right, hello and welcome back to Roy Johnson Stadium. Coach Jamie Mitchell there with his comments regarding tonight's game. And, of course, he knows a lot more than we do, Coach
Golly,
P.
Twice, man, maybe not as much as you. He knows 5 times more than me, though.
He knows, Same. Okay, but, we do know a little bit. We follow the team. We've been doing this for a long time.
Absolutely.
So we have come up with our keys to victory, brought to you by Alabama Express. Thanks so much to Alabama Express for bringing us our keys to victory every week. Let's take a look at Hillcrest keys to victory
first. Get them on up there.
And let's see, here we go. Yeah.
And I think the first one there is, honestly, Brent, and I know you watch back and you're the one, we talked a little bit about it today and some of the issues with the snap. It just seemed like, especially early in that game last week, we just could not get out of our own way. Whether it be a snap, I heard, Vestavia may have been inducing a snap
vocally,
with some calls that they're not allowed to make, or whether it be numerous offside penalties. We just couldn't ever get 1st and 10 even, Brent.
Right.
So eliminate those mistakes.
The fumbles, too.
Absolutely.
And not only the fumbles that we lost, but the fumbles that we put on the ground and had to recover ourselves, which lost yardage and downs.
Even when we got back in the game, Brent, 21-7, we get a 3 and out. We go down there. We look like we got a 1st and goal, 10 from the 20, and we end up having to settle for a 40-yard field goal. So even little things like that. I think you mentioned this in the pregame. That bounce back mentality, right? We kind of got punched in the mouth. I hope you're right with what you said. Maybe we come back now and we're the ones where we have to play with some desperation.
Right.
We have to play like we have absolutely everything to lose. And make sure, and that desperation we saw against Hoover, go back, do that bounce back, hopefully get on the winning track again. Man, I've talked about this all week. I talk about this every basketball game. I've talked about this to some of our new teachers. We need to embrace who we are down 69 South. Embrace this stadium. Nope, we don't have the Hoover Met. Nope, we don't have the Hewitt Stadium that is immaculate. No, we don't have the Vestavia Stadium, which is the huge track around it, and, the boosters out there tailgating. We don't have any of that. But what we do have is this small town atmosphere.
The family.
In this 7A school. You couldn't be right. You couldn't be more right, Brent. This is what we are built for down here, where we're willing to play anybody, anytime, right here, even the 3rd-ranked Hewitt-Trussville Huskies in our home field, though, Brent. And I know you had a couple thoughts early on home field about using that to our advantage as well.
Absolutely. There's no place like home, right?
Absolutely,
like
man.
Dorothy says,
Absolutely.
and it's the truth. And I really feel like the home field advantage is going to be a big advantage for us here tonight. Okay, let's move on to the Hewitt keys to victory. And the first one we have, Brian, is keep doing what you do.
And, I went over the stats earlier about the 5th-ranked scoring offense in 7A, the 2nd-ranked scoring defense in 7A. Honestly, I think they just have to keep on plugging along. You and I both watched the Hoover-Hewitt game. I agree with you. I don't think they deserve to win that game. But at the end of the year, they don't give trophies for who deserved it. They give trophies for who won the games,
right? That's right.
So it's the sort of thing where Hewitt just has to say, we just have to keep plugging away. Yes, they have a freshman quarterback. He is the coach's son. He's extremely dynamic, though. Let's just keep doing what we're doing overall, and then they want to get to 5-0. Avoid overconfidence.
Yep.
Golly, man. I think we snuck up on Hoover. We did not sneak up on Vestavia. I'm hoping, just like you said, they look at that 42-24 result of us to Vestavia. Be quite honest with you, score wasn't that close. You know, that game was dominated from start to finish. Maybe at a point in the second quarter, we kind of at least got our foot back in the door. But you have got to imagine Hewitt is overlooking us. They think to themselves, we got through Vestavia, we got through we got through Hoover. Now we're just to the, little second smallest 7A right here down in Taylorville, Alabama. So I'm hoping, you're hoping, everybody in this booth's hoping, everybody on this side of the field is hoping that they go out there hoping they can just kind of run over us with complete overconfidence, and I think that'll be the biggest challenge. But you know what? The Hewitt coaching staff knows that too. I know they've tried to give them a tough week of practice. They've talked about our success. They've talked about what a legend Jamie Mitchell is. So I bet Hewitt is very prepared for that as well. But these are 15, 16, 17,
Yes.
18-year-olds.
Yes.
So it's impossible for that not to seep in a little bit, Brent.
You're going to feel what you feel. It's hard to convince a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid to feel any differently from the way they feel internally, from what they believe. You can talk to your blue in the face, and I think the Vestavia game is a good example of that. Just because you beat Hoover doesn't mean you're kings of the world. Doesn't mean you can just show up and win. And, they might have said, yeah, we know, Coach, we know.
Right.
But we saw on the field what happened.
And you know what? You and I are in the hallways of this school every day. And the Brent Jones and Brian Perano of Hewitt-Trussville that sees these kids walk the hall every single day, we could feel it last week. We could. We could feel it. And there's a fine line between having that swag, having that confidence, and having that, we're the king of the hill now. Right? And that's not good.
Right.
So I think we're going back a little bit to that desperation mode, and, we're hoping Hewitt kind of coast a little bit too. Because as much as these coaches want to instill this desire, you know what? They can't be around these kids 2-4-7. They can't be in all their classes. They can't be at home with them. They can't be hanging out with their friends. So
they can't be controlling all the noise that they hear throughout the week.
No doubt. And even, before we went on the air, with WVUA is here. AL.com is here. And they're in part here for us, but they're mainly here for Hewitt. So it's that sort of thing where Hewitt's going to start maybe reading their own press a little bit. Hopefully, similar to Hoover, we can jump out on them.
Right. But again, psychological advantage, I say advantage Hillcrest.
Oh, I agree 100%.
Unless, I've talked about this a couple of times this year. It's that internal standard that the championship teams seem to have. And it doesn't matter if you've won the big game and you're playing a lesser opponent the next week, or even a lesser opponent in your mind. You still play to that same standard, that even keel, regardless of where you fall on the psychological line.
Couldn't agree more. And that standard you're talking about, I know you remember this, way back when Jamie Mitchell's first game here against Homewood 4+ years ago. And I remember, we lost that game. Then we won 3 in a row and we lost to Hueytown. And I remember talking to Jamie, to Patterson, all that. And to a man, they said, we got to get to the Jamie Mitchell standard, right? With the buying into that. And that standard of winning you're talking about, to me, is that Jamie Mitchell standard of that absolute, you sit out there and you die on that field if you have to.
Every play
you sacrifice for your brothers. You work hard in practice and you go out on the field and you perform. So I think that's the standard, that championship standard that we hopefully show up with tonight.
I will say this. In the Vestavia game, we saw them playing hard to the very last whistle, knowing they were losing the game 42-24, still giving it everything they got every play, and that says a lot for that coaching staff.
And I'll say this. We've had a better week at practice this week than we did last week. Our coaching staff did not love practice last week. Even going into Thursday, Friday, they had some confidence, but they have said they've told me today, they told me throughout the week, we've had a lot more spirited practices this week. So,
Ignite is
1.5 minutes to the field. Interesting, real quick. Both teams have a camo scene tonight. So,
how about that?
I know.
Winning, what does that say?
Winning in plain sight.
Winning in plain sight. If one of our cameramen can get a shot of the Hewitt-Trussville sign over there. Yeah.
Yep.
Winning in plain sight.
Over there in the north end zone.
I guess they're making a play on the fact that you can't be seen when you're wearing
Correct.
Camo. Let's hope that maybe the whole winning thing is related more to the Charlie Sheen scene, and it'll be more of a downfall than a win.
I hope so. I hope so. I know you were mentioning that doc earlier, which I have not seen, but I absolutely hope so too, though. That, I do think, Brent, and this is not one of our keys to the game, I think the first quarter is going to be very important for us, though.
I'm going to do a little bit of directing from up here if our cameraman can hear us. If one of you can get the north end zone and Hewitt-Trussville entering, and the other of you get the south end zone and get a shot of Hillcrest entering, then we can maybe switch back and forth, Kylie, between Hewitt making their entrance and Hillcrest making their entrance, right? Okay, so you see Hewitt is lined up behind their banner on the north end zone, and Hillcrest getting ready to raise the banner and run through it as we're getting ready here
toss too,
at
right,
coin toss at center field. So if we can get a shot of midfield with the Alabama Credit Union coin toss, let's see if we can see what happens here. Thanks to Alabama Credit Union.
Captains are Jermichael Watson and Elijah Miller tonight for the Hillcrest Pats.
Two guys who are having outstanding seasons. Let's see, it looks like Hillcrest won the toss and will defer to the second half. So, yeah, good way to start. We're going to get the ball first in the second half, which is very, very important in high school football. Okay. So, we're almost there, Brian.
Here we go. Here we go.
6:57. We just got a couple of minutes still.
Absolutely. You see both teams right now lining up behind their respective signs. Hillcrest, like you said, Brent, won the toss, deferred. Both teams getting ready to enter the field.
All right, the Pats behind the banner.
Yeah, leave it on right now.
Ready to go. And all right, and
then here we go. The anticipation's killing us.
And what are they waiting for? And there we go. The Pats, P-A-T-S, the flags running to the sideline along with the Hillcrest Patriots 2025 football team ready to take on the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies as you see them making their way to the visiting sideline across the field. Here we go. I'm ready for this. I've been looking forward to this
Brent.
so much all week.
I don't know how many games I've been to in a row. It's a while. It still gives me goosebumps, man, when I see these teams run out on any field during a big high school football game. I think it's something, and I say this so much, it's so uniquely just a Southern tradition of just this passion about high school football, and I certainly enjoy it, and I think everybody here enjoys it.
All right. Whew. So, Tiger Rock, thank you so much for being our sponsors for our kickoffs this year. Tyler Bailey and Tiger Rock right here on Patriot Parkway, just down the street, and sponsoring us as they have been for several years since we've been doing this.
His wife is a Hillcrest tennis alum, right? Daryl Christine.
Yeah.
Okay. So that the whole and her maiden name was Vasquez. That whole Vasquez family played tennis for us. Tiger Rock literally 300 yards from the school, maybe a little more than that. But we're so happy, and once again, such a family atmosphere, such a community atmosphere at Hillcrest High School.
And here we go. Elijah Miller, captain for tonight, will kick off for the Patriots here tonight to get this one up and rolling. And back deep for the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies is number 4, James Kelly, the wide receiver, and number 11, Christopher Davis, who is one of their running backs. Officials gathered at midfield.
God, Brent, they're over there solving world peace there. They've been in the midfield for a while.
Well,
there we go.
Honestly, I'll wait if they're able to solve world peace.
That's a good point. That's
I'm willing to wait as long as it takes. Okay?
I think world peace is more important than this. So,
yeah, maybe so, maybe so. I don't know, though. I'm ready for a kickoff.
I agree. Got these great new stools up here, courtesy of Jeff Free. Thank you so much. Much better view.
All right, here we go. You hear the cowbell right below us. We're going to be hearing that loud tonight. But, hey, just adds to the atmosphere. Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way. The whistle blows. Elijah approaches toe to leather. It's a high short kick that will be fielded at about the 30, and Hewitt-Trussville is going to start out with good field position at about the 41. I think what the strategy there was is they were trying to find that open spot and get the ball to bounce and be free on the field, but the Hewitt receiver did a good job of coming up and making the catch and going north and south.
They watch film just like we do, and you know that little pooch kick right down, oftentimes we go to a side with it. They did it down the middle there, but you could see Hewitt was expecting it. Young man caught it in stride. I did not get the number, but here we go with the first play from scrimmage, Brent.
Hewitt with a little sugar huddle. Little shift. Jack Floyd, the freshman quarterback, calling the signals. 2 men to the right, 2 to the left. He takes it, he swings it out here to the left, complete to Davis. Davis cuts it across field, crosses midfield, down to the 47 of Hillcrest. That's a pickup of about 11 and a first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, it's a good play right there. They had some blockers out there. Great job pushing our cornerback to the boundary and allowing the Hewitt player to cut back up in the middle as we already get the second play.
Here's a handoff over right guard. That's the running back Deuce Alston, the Kentucky commit. He moves it forward for about 6 yards down to the 41. It'll be second down and 4 for the Huskies.
Yeah, good play right there, and Hewitt continues to go quickly.
Rolling out to the right and keeping himself and out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Staying inbounds, great tackle there by Jamichael Watson on the quarterback, Jack Floyd. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Huskies.
Big play right there, putting your shoulder down by that quarterback. Great job by Hillcrest, though, kind of laying the lick, setting the tone early, bringing up a huge 3rd and 2, Brent.
Jack Floyd calls the signals, but we have
yeah,
the
we
whistle.
go.
What do we got here?
Looks like offsides on Hewitt.
Okay, yeah, false start against Hewitt. We'll back it up 5 yards and make it 3rd and long. New line of scrimmage is the 44-yard line. Instead of 3rd and 2, it becomes 3rd and 7. Big play for the Hillcrest defense on this first possession by the Huskies.
Reminds me a lot of last week, Brent, except it was us the ones making penalties on big plays, though. Brings up 3rd and 7 if they'll move the down marker. You know, Brent, and I know you know this, and you look back at a game when it's 10:30 and this game's over, you're going to look back at a few big plays, just a few big plays. This could be one of those plays right now, though.
Jack Floyd in shotgun calling the signals. Man comes in motion, fakes the jet sweep. Floyd cuts it upfield, and he will be stopped short of the first down at about the 39-yard line. 3rd and 2. Brian, I have no doubt that Hewitt will be going for this. Their field goal game, not so hot.
And even if they did, it'd be a 57-yarder, and their punting game isn't much better. 4th and 2 right here.
4th and 2, big play. Floyd takes it, hands it off to Chris Davis. Davis is hit, and he is short. He is short of the field of the play.
Let's go.
Short of the first down, the Patriots take over on downs. Huge for the Pats here to start out the first drive in this first quarter.
Who was the tackle, Brent? I didn't see it.
Let me see if I can tell.
A whole host of Patriots is all I saw.
Yeah, let me see when he gets up here on the replay. It looks like it was Jeremiah Beverly.
Attaboy, Bev. Big junior defensive lineman, number 94, Jeremiah Beverly right there. Saw him in the hallway today. I told him he looked a little sleepy. He said they look focused, man.
What's the holdup? Do we have a close-up of the?
No,
can we get a close-up of the measurement?
It right there. That's a terrible spot. That's a terrible spot.
It's still just short after the measurement.
Let's go.
Yes.
I can get excited all over again.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Brent, I'll be honest. I thought from the naked eye, I thought he was a yard and a half short. I was up here high-fiving, Mr. Thomas, Miss Hodge right here. I got the whole replay right here beside me. But
all right.
Hey, that's a huge play, Brent.
Absolutely.
And that offsides, that false start on them, that's what cost them the first down. Great field position after a 4-and-out for Hewitt right there. Just a minute and 39 seconds into this ball game.
All right, so the Pats with their first opportunity with the ball here, 10:21 remaining in the first quarter. Jordan Chambly calls the signals. Jacoby goes in motion. Here's a swing pass to the left side.
Love it.
Complete to the Pats' Trent Curley. Nice pickup of about 6 down to the 43. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Don't you love that play, Brent? First play, easy pass by Jordan right there. Little 4-yard curl route. Get our sophomore quarterback only making his 5th start. Some confidence early in the game after a rough start last week.
The curl to Curley.
I like it.
Was successful. Now Jordan under center takes the snap, the toss, and up close to midfield goes the Pats' Jacoby Harris. He will be short of the first down after only a gain of about 2. And it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, I don't mind that play right there. You know, we threw it, honestly. Usually Coach Mitchell likes to run to the boundary, but he ran to the wide side, the field side on that play. But still gives us a good chance right here, 3rd and a short 4.
All right, Jordan in shotgun again. Jacoby Harris flanks him to his right. Jordan swings this one out and incomplete through the hands of number 8. Trent Curley, that time, who had blockers out in front and probably would have picked up the first down.
Yeah, it wasn't a great ball. I thought that was thrown a little in front of him. I don't know if Jordan's expecting him to continue his route, but Trent or Christian, whoever it was, stopped the route right there.
Was it Christian? Was it Javion or was it Trent Curley? I thought it was Trent Curley. I don't know. It was either 6 or 8.
It may have been Caden. I'm sorry. It may have been Caden. I thought it was either 8 or 3, but either way.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I don't know.
We're Alan Gunner on to punt.
The snap, the punt is away. It's a high, wobbly kick that goes out of bounds at about the, well, let's see where the official is going to mark it. It looks like maybe the 35-yard line or so. Yeah, he'll mark it right at the 35. So Hewitt holds Hillcrest to a 3-and-out, and they take over 1st and 10. You know, these games with Hewitt against these big opponents have been defensive struggles. Like last week against Hoover was definitely a defensive struggle.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, Hewitt has a, as we've looked at, they have second-rated defense in 7A right there. You know, Gunner, obviously not his best effort right there, but the defense right back on the field.
Floyd in shotgun. Man comes in motion to the right. Floyd takes it, swings it out to that man who went in motion, who looks for the corner. Not much there as he moves it up to the 39-yard line, a pickup of about 4, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 after the completion to Dimitri Hall.
Yeah, and Hewitt's still going quickly right here.
Yeah, the hurry-up offense, although they look to the sidelines, in position, but look to the sidelines to change the play. Here's the snap, the handoff to Chris Davis over right end. He crosses the 40, works his way to about the 48-yard line, and that'll be enough for the first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, missed a tackle in the backfield right there. I just got an arm on him, but he was able to pick up the first down with that missed tackle.
Floyd takes the snap, the jet sweep around to the left side. Nice hit there by the Pats, number 22. That's
it's Kylan Norfleet.
Was that Kylan Norfleet?
Yeah, that's Kylan Norfleet. I know he tried to lay a pop a little bit, but
he didn't wrap up.
Yeah, exactly right. Patterson was on him pretty good for not wrapping up there, Brent.
Hurry up offense again. Jack Floyd calls out the signals. 2nd down and about 3 from the 45 of Hillcrest. Floyd will have the first down as he sneaks his way through the middle of the line, moves it all the way down to the 35. A 10-yard pickup by Jack Floyd, and it's another first down for the Huskies as they hurry back up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, Floyd calls out the signals. He is flanked to his left by Deuce Alston. He's back to pass, looking across the middle, and it is complete to Alston at the 20, and he is down to the 16-yard line. Another first down for the Huskies as they will continue with the hurry-up, trying to keep Hillcrest tired and on their heels.
Yeah, Brent, I think that was number 1, Dylan Cope right there, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a Virginia commit.
Nonetheless, a big boy right there. Good job. He found that soft spot in the zone. Hewitt now inside the red zone.
Jack Floyd takes the snap, hands it off over right guard. He finds some room. He's inside the 5, down to the 3 goes James Kelly, and that is enough for another first down into the Centel Home Design red zone, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies.
And they're going quick again, Brent.
Here's the snap. Floyd keeps it over right end. He'll be stopped short at about the 1, second down and goal.
You know, Brent, a good job by the defense on that first drive right there. But you know they're getting winded right now. The pace that Hewitt's playing at and the fact that they got a very, very short rest.
Second and goal. Floyd in shotgun. Hillcrest jumps off sides. That was A.J. Love jumping off sides. So from the 1 yard line, it's going to be about a half-yard penalty. Really hardly moved the ball at all on that.
Yeah, that's a play you don't mind the defense trying to get a good jump on the ball. Like you said, you lose so little yardage even on a false start.
Floyd's got it. He hands it off to Deuce Alston in the end zone, and touchdown for the Huskies.
Good job.
So the Huskies take the early lead with 7:07 remaining here in the first quarter, 6-0, as they move it 70 yards approximately.
Somewhere around there, Brent. 70, 68 yards is what I had, but nonetheless,
okay.
Great job by them. Honestly, under very little stress, didn't face a third down. They add the PAT, Brent, to make it 7-0 about halfway through this first quarter. That's a great job by Hewitt. You know, good job by them. Us getting the big fourth down stop, picking up 6 on first down. Couldn't do much with it. Jordan just a little bit off on that third down play there. And then that high-powered Hewitt offense, 5th ranked in 7A, able to go down the field without too much trouble, pick up 7 points right there, Brent.
Yeah, the short punt didn't help too much either for the Pats. Gunnar Webb didn't get all of that one.
You know, though, and I think we know this, we're going to have to put a few points on the board tonight. I think it's a very important drive coming up for Hillcrest, not only for the scoreboard, obviously, but you talked about psychology, talking about that mental buildup right now.
Right.
Once again, these kids believe, absolutely. But once again, they're teenagers, and you may start to get a little this sense of, is this the Vestavia game all over again? But we can kind of flip that if we can go down there, even if we can get a couple first downs, get some confidence, give Coach Patterson some time to make some defensive adjustments, Brent.
Agreed. All right, here we are with the Tiger Rock kickoff. Toe to leather. It's high. It's fielded at about the 10, up to the 15, the 20, and down at about the 25 goes the Pats' Caden Smith. So the offense will start there, 1st and 10.
Yeah, good job by Caden right there. Anytime you can get the ball in Caden's hand, anytime you can get the ball in Jacoby's hands, I think good things are going to happen for Hillcrest. That's why we have them back on the kickoffs as well as the punts. I don't know what percentage of the plays they end up touching the ball on offense, but I know that's a goal for Coach Guy and Coach Mitchell every game.
All right, let's see if the offense can answer here after a 3-and-out the first time they had the ball. They'll start this one from their own 25-yard line. Jordan Chambly under center. This is a tight formation.
We were offsides.
Flag comes in. Yeah, it's going to be a false start, and that kind of gives you bad feelings related to last week, huh?
Listen, our kids are not trying. They're focused right now. They're trying to get off the ball. They understand the importance in the drive right there. You've got to hold your water. You know, Hewitt, the strength of their team is their defense, among other things. We can't give them extra yards.
All right, Jordan under center once again, and another whistle. Let's see what we got here this time.
Same thing.
Is it another false start?
It is.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Nope.
Oh, wow. So
okay,
another false start. It's going to be 1st down and 20
yeah,
for
and
the Patriots.
Honestly, I don't think it's exactly, you don't have to be a calculus major to understand. 1st and 20 is a heck of a lot harder than 1st and 10 right there. So Hillcrest, unfortunately, doing a lot like we saw last week here. Hopefully we can climb out of this hole a little bit better than we did 1 week ago.
Jordan Chambly in shotgun, takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks across the middle, and misses the slant pattern intended for Jalen Cook.
Yeah, the slant was open to an extent, but behind it was number 3 right there. Caden Smith
yeah.
right there. I couldn't think of his name. Caden Smith on a little bit of a post there. He had him. I think Caden was a little frustrated even after that play because I think he knew if he had got that ball in stride, it might be 7-6 right now.
As it is 2nd down and 20, the line of scrimmage, the 15-yard line of the Patriots. Jordan Chamblee in shotgun, flanked to his left by Jacoby Harris. Jacoby goes in motion, becomes an empty set. Jordan back to pass, and Jordan is sacked back at the 6-yard line. Goodness.
Yeah, that's a great pressure. It looked like it came from that right tackle position, maybe that right end position, Brent. But Jordan really had no opportunity right there. Yep, that came right up the gut. It was actually the nose tackle there who looked like he made a little move to the right, kind of split that center guard gap. And Jordan, before he knew it, was just kind of overwhelmed by him.
They're going to mark him at the 8. 3rd down and 26 now for the Pats. Jordan's just going to keep this one up the middle, try to get a little bit of it back, and he does as he moves it up to the 19-yard line. A pickup of close to 10, but obviously not nearly enough as they needed 26, just trying to get into better punting position and hope for a better punt this time from Gunnar Webb.
Once again, it seems like a broken record, but we just can't go first 15, 1st and 20. It just limits what we can do on offense and allows Hewitt to kind of pin their ears back. You know, Hewitt right now with 10 people within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Will Phillips is back deep for Hewitt-Trussville. A line drive, but a better kick. Fielded at the 50. Nice little jab move, but the tackle made as he rolls backwards toward the 50, and the Huskies will take over their 1st and 10.
Yeah, a better punt by Gunnar right there. First year kicking right now. I thought Gunnar did a great job last week against Vestavia, his best game. However, he is still new to this. So, Gunnar's feeling the pressure after that first subpar kick. Defense, unfortunately, didn't get much of a break right there, Brent. So, you would love to see the defense here do something, whether it be a turnover, whether it be 3 and out, something to steal that momentum back from the Huskies.
Here's the snap. A quick pass over here to the left side is complete. Lots of room down the sideline. 30, 25, 15, 10, out of bounds at the 5, but there is a flag at the 40-yard line, as you mentioned.
Yep. It looked like a block in the back right there. You may have heard Mr. Thomas Care running their scoreboard groan over my shoulder. I thought right there, boom, right there, questionable against our cornerback. I'd assume that's what it is. They're calling it a hold. Yeah. I'll take either way. Yep.
So good break for the Pats right there.
Good break, Brent, but I do think we make the tackle without that break by Hewitt, though. But I agree. You can see once that young man was able to get a step, he was very quick, and I think he went to the end zone not being touched. Once again, Brent, it looks like it's probably going to be 1st and 10 again. Spot foul. Yeah, right at the marker, right at 1st and 10.
Right, the hold took place at the 40. The original line of scrimmage was the 50. It is a spot foul, so back it up 10 yards, and it's 1st and 10 over again.
Well, here we go. Let's do it again, Brent, hopefully with a little bit more success. Freshman quarterback out there. Coach's son, extremely savvy.
Floyd takes the snap, hands it off to Deuce Alston. He is met right at the line of scrimmage. They'll give him about 2 yards on his push forward down to the 48, and it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, good job right there. The initial hit by the Patriots. Looks like, wait. I thought we were having a stop. We're not doing a heat timeout? Guess not. But good job by the Pats right there, holding him up, and then that second level coming in and making sure he couldn't fall forward for any extra yards.
Jack Floyd looks to the sidelines, as do his teammates. He shares the information with his offensive line, steps back, awaits the snap. Alston goes in motion. Floyd takes the snap, completes it over to the right side. Fighting for yardage is number 1, Dylan Cope. He's close to the sticks, but I think they're going to mark him just a little bit short. No, they're going to say he got enough for the 1st down.
I was with you, Brent. I thought that at least deserved a measurement right there. They are doing a great job getting that little swing pass all the way to the sidelines, and that wide receiver is pushing the cornerback to the boundary and really allowing Hewitt a lot of running room.
Flag on the play in the backfield as Floyd keeps this one. He fumbles it, and does Hillcrest have it? Hillcrest recovers it, I believe, or did it go out of bounds before he recovered it? Let's get a replay on that, Kylie, so we can see what happened here. All right, if you'll watch the replay, Brian, let's see. He loses the ball there, and does Hillcrest get it before it goes out of bounds? I think his foot might have been on the white before he was able to gain control of it.
Let's see what the penalty is, Brent.
Penalty was, the flag was thrown in Hewitt's backfield.
Two of them, though. There's another one over here. They threw a second one. I don't know if it's the same play, same penalty or not. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's against Hewitt. It's a 5-yard penalty. I didn't catch what it was.
It was illegal formation, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there was not enough players on the line of scrimmage or not. But
okay, so that makes it 1st down and 15 from the Hillcrest 45. Floyd takes it, hands it off to Davis around right end. Davis gets the corner, and he's out of bounds close to the sticks, about a 14-yard gain.
Yeah,
Let's
Brent,
see where
I think they marked him out a little bit before that. It's going to be second and 5, right?
Yeah,
he stepped out right there at the 35, thankfully for the Patriots.
He's got speed around that corner,
Going
though, for
quick
sure.
again.
Floyd takes it, hands it off to Alston. Alston looking for some room through the middle. He's still fighting for yardage. He crosses the 30 down to the 29. He needed the 30 for the 1st down, and that's going to move the sticks for the Huskies. Deuce Alston, the running back, number 2. His real name is Delvecchio Alston, but he goes by Deuce. He is a running back committed to Kentucky.
You're right,
and
Brent.
He is a senior.
And another one where looks like we have a Patriot down right now, Brent. I'm not sure if we need a timeout or not.
Yeah, while we check on the injury on the field, let's take a break. Your score, Hewitt 7, Hillcrest nothing. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Ignite is a high school student employment initiative. We have a summer job fair, and a lot of employers have hired students from the summer job fair.
If you are not involved in Ignite, you should be involved in Ignite. It will be the best decision that you will make for your company in the hiring process.
It's an opportunity to grow your own workforce, to mentor young people. You can help give back to the community by helping students engage in a productive activity. Ignite is a high school student employment initiative.
Are back at Roy Johnson Stadium, 4:10 remaining in the first quarter. Hewitt-Trussville with the lead 7-0, and with the ball at the Hillcrest 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Jack Floyd takes the snap, just a keeper around right end. He'll be stopped after only about 3 yards down to the 26-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 7. Oh, sorry, Brian.
You're right.
There you go.
Anytime right there we can get something positive. You mentioned it in the pregame, Brent. Their field goal, honestly, their whole special teams game has not been great. So it's the sort of thing where if we can just hold them and at least make them attempt a field goal, I like our chances.
Floyd takes it, hands it off over right guard. He finds a little seam, crosses the 20 into the Centel Home Design red zone down to the 18-yard line. Another 1st down for the Huskies.
Yeah, easier said than done with stopping this powerful Huskies offense right here. Another 1st down in the red zone.
The officials stop play momentarily.
74 lose a helmet, maybe? No idea.
Some kind of equipment issue, I'm guessing, and he has to go out. The right tackle for the Huskies, number 74, Deontay Pickett. The wide receiver, listed as a wide receiver, James Kelly, but he keeps lining up at running back for the Huskies. 3:06 and counting remaining in the first.
Play clock at 5 seconds.
Floyd takes it, hands it off up the middle. Nice job coming up to make the tackle is the Pats' number 26, Jaden Brown.
Yeah, and you know what? The Hewitt offense through almost a quarter right now, through the first 9+ minutes, has done a good job against our O-line, against our D-line. I'm hoping as this game progresses, as we start to see Coach McKinney's D-line start to push them right now, hopefully we can start pushing back a little bit.
Floyd under center now, up to the line quickly. He drops back to pass. He releases this one, and it is incomplete, out of bounds, intended for Chris Davis out of the backfield. A big 3rd down play now, 3rd and 9 for the Huskies.
Yeah.
Big play for the Hillcrest defense.
No doubt. He came down with that ball, Brian. His feet were out of bounds. That was a heck of a catch you can see on the replay right there. But luckily for us, one or both of his feet were out of bounds. But like you just said, a huge 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 right here for Hewitt.
Jack Floyd in an empty set. 3 men to the left, 2 to the right. Man comes in motion from right to left. It's a swing out pass to that man, and the tackle made in the backfield. Great job coming up to make the tackle for the Patriots. Kemarcus Silvers read that one all the way.
And Brett, that's a play they've run against us all night successfully, pushing it there. Seeing Kemarcus able to read that play, shed the block before he's allowed the block, and almost beating the receiver to the ball right there. Hewitt now on to try. Pretty lengthy kick for this young man.
Yeah, it's going to be
37-yarder.
Exit that replay.
Yep.
There we go. It's going to be a 37-yard. Exit the replay. Exit the replay. 37-yard field goal attempt. The snap, the placement, the kick is up, and the kick is...
It's good.
Is it good? Yes,
yeah.
He got it in there, so it is good. So Hewitt extends their lead to 10-0 with 1:42 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, I know that kid's had his struggles last week, but that's a heck of a kick right there. Right through the uprights. Probably would have been good by another 15 yards. You know, though, great job by Hillcrest right there. The offense has only run 6 plays for the Hillcrest offense. The defense, you know, there's 1 minute left in this quarter right now. We can see the Hillcrest offense has been on the field very little. Good job by the defense, kind of stiffening up right there, holding the Huskies to 10 points. We have just got to get something going offensively right now to try to not only, you know, keep ourselves in this game, but also give that defense time to adjust on the sidelines, Brent.
All right, Tiger Rock kickoff. .142 remaining. What was that? Is it okay? There we go. 1:42. The clock on the scoreboard suddenly switched to 1 minute left, but now it's back to 1:42, which is accurate.
I switched it on our scoreboard because I thought it was right.
Here comes the kick. It's fielded at the 8-yard line. Coming up the right sideline is Austin Cherry. Austin makes a move, 35, and all the way down to the 40. So great field position for the Pats to start out this possession.
I couldn't agree more. I'll be interested. I'm going to watch this replay real quick. That's an interesting play. We read that well. That was where the return was designed to go, but he couldn't have kicked it to a better place for that right return right there. Oh, the whole blocking scheme right there. Austin caught it in stride. Unfortunately, we had a player who couldn't quite get out of the way, or he might have picked up a couple more. But fantastic starting field position from the Hillcrest 40-yard line.
All right, shotgun formation as Jordan takes the snap. It's the sprint option. Jordan keeps this one over left guard. He'll pick up close to 5.
Yeah.
Deceptive yards there as he dove forward using that long body that he has to pick up 5 yards to the 45, making it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, not quite sure why the clock stopped right here, Brent, but it does bring up 2nd and 5. Looks like Jordan lost a helmet right there, so we're going to have to bring in the freshman right now, number 16 coming in, Harrison Colburn, for honestly his first meaningful varsity snap.
This might be a good,
Boy, it'd be something else. He ran a little play action here, wouldn't it? Chunk it up deep to 3.
You got to know that Harrison Colburn has some nerves right now.
Yeah, we are in the gun still.
In the shotgun, and now he moves up under center. He'll take the snap, and he fumbles it, but I think he's able to get back on top of it. That's the kind of thing that happens when you come off the bench cold in a big pressure situation. You're a young player, but at least the Pats were able to recover it, and it's 3rd down and 6, losing a yard on the fumble.
I know, and honestly, we don't take a ton of snaps from under center. I know that's what Harrison's more comfortable with right there. Just watching the replay right there, I'm not 100% sure that was on Harrison. Didn't look like the snap quite got all the way back to him.
Jordan Chambly under center now. Play action. He drops back. He looks down the corner. He's got Caden Smith down the sidelines. 10-5 and touchdown Patriots.
I think that's Jacoby.
Was that Jacoby?
Yeah, 5. Christian cut it off.
Okay, I got you. You're right. Jacoby out of the backfield.
Absolutely. Caden cut it up. Both defenders went with Caden right there. Oh, there's a flag.
What is there? A flag?
It's right there.
Oh, my goodness. No way. This one is coming back. Was it an ineligible man downfield? Is that what the call?
I don't know. Is that what it was?
I don't know. What a tough break for the Pats. Yes, it was ineligible man downfield for the Pats. Wow.
And once again, I don't know if he was covered up or if that was an offensive lineman that got down the field a little quick. But nonetheless, that's a heartbreaker right there, because it was a busted coverage by Hewitt right there. Had two people go with number 3 right there, Caden Smith. Jacoby wide open. We go from a 55-yard touchdown to a 3rd and 11 for the Patriots. Got a little over 20 seconds left in this first quarter.
Your line of scrimmage is the 39 of Hillcrest. They need to get to exactly midfield for the first down. Timeout on the field. Coach Mitchell with a discussion with the officials, and the side judge going over to the Whitecap to discuss something here. Thanks to Tidwell Paint and Body for all of our timeouts. If we can get a shot of the officials in that discussion there, maybe we can pick something up, what they're talking about here.
And Brent, I'm not sure that was illegal man downfield. It might have been an illegal substitution there.
Illegal substitution.
Yeah, that's what Kevin Thomas and I were just talking about. So
illegal substitution.
I got a feeling Jamie is just asking, he got some clarification right there. But I think Jamie right there just wanted to know exactly what the call was, Brent. Decided to use one of his 3 Tidwell Paint and Body timeouts.
Are you sure the official didn't call the timeout? Because he was pointing at himself like this.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you're very well,
right
because
here.
I think he's saying we need to go back on the field. So this is not a Jamie Mitchell Tidwell Paint and Body timeout. This is a referee Tidwell Paint and Body timeout.
Okay. Either way, illegal substitution was the call. You're correct there, making it 3rd down and 11 for the Pats, and the touchdown is wiped off the board here with 20.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Jordan will keep this one over right guard, breaks a couple of tackles, spins his way forward across the 45 down to the 46, about 4 yards short of the first down, and I believe that will be the end of the first quarter. Your score at the end of 1, Hewitt 10, Hillcrest nothing. We're back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
When the Patriot Nation gets hungry for Chinese food, there is no doubt about where to go. Lee Palace in Englewood Village. Lee Palace has been in the same location for 20 years and loves the Hillcrest community. You just can't beat their incomparably delicious Chinese cuisine in a family-owned, friendly environment that is second to none. The folks at Lee Palace love what they do and are very passionate about providing you with the best in town. Lee Palace says, go Pats! When the Patriot Nation gets hungry for Chinese food, there is no
All right, we are back. Roy Johnson Stadium, the end of 1. Hillcrest with a not so pleasant first quarter. The scoreboard reads 1. Well, now it's correct. It read 1-0, but now it's 10-0, and that is correct, with the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies in the lead after the first quarter, and Hillcrest with the ball 4th and about 3 from just this side of midfield, and it looks like the Pats will choose to kick it away with Gunnar Webb instead of trying to pick up the 3 yards and continue on with the drive. I guess it's a little bit early now, Brian, to try to pick up a first down and take a chance here on 4th down right now.
I'm a little bit surprised, though, because when I thought we ran that quarterback draw on 3rd and 11, I thought that may have symbolized that no matter what, if we get it to 4th and 3 here, we might go for it.
But gosh, to give it up here in our territory
I agree.
again, that'd be tough.
If I'm Hewitt, I'm definitely on my toes, though, and I know their coaching staff knows that. Yeah, it's a fake.
All right, the fake, and is the fake successful?
Oh, yes, sir, it is.
That is good.
Go.
Let's get that replay on that one, Kylie.
That's big right there, guys. Honestly, I think Hewitt was looking for it. I thought, even up here, I thought that was I don't want to say an obvious fake right there, but it certainly looked like that was an occasion for it there. Even if you don't get it, you give Hewitt good field position, but not way back into Patriot territory. I think that's a great play by Coach Mitchell right there. You're down 10-0. You need some sort of momentum shift, and hopefully we got it right there, picking up the big 4th down on the fake punt.
All right, Jordan takes the snap and hands it off over left tackle. A pickup of about 2 for the Pats. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, honestly, it's a good job breaking the first level there by Jacoby. Ran it up the back of one of his linemen there. And, sometimes I forget, especially, he is only a sophomore right now. I think as he matures, as he progresses as a running back, he's going to start following his blockers just a little bit more right there. We haven't had a ton of success up front, so it's the sort of thing where he knows he's got to break the line of scrimmage and do something quickly.
Chambly under center. Handoff over left guard, and Jacoby is going nowhere. He'll be knocked back a yard, back to midfield. It's going to be 3rd and 11 again.
Just not a lot of room to run, Brent. I mean, there's just not. I mean, we look right here. He got the ball. Hewitt almost took the ball straight from Jordan's hands right there. In fact, it turns into a 2-yard loss, and it brings up the 2nd, 3rd, and 11 in a row for the Patriots.
Apologize for the Bama Stuff broadcast booth bug on the corner of the screen. We can't get it to go away. We're trying our best, but we can't seem to get it to go away. The buttons that we push to make it go away are not making it go away.
That's okay. We all love us some Bama stuff.
Yeah, we can still see what's happening in the game. Jordan under center, play action, drops back to pass, slings this one out, complete
Great ball.
to Caden Smith.
Ball.
Caden makes the catch and crosses the sticks at the 39-yard line for the 1st down for the Pats.
Let me tell you, I hope the replay does this pass justice. He's under pressure, off his back foot, into double coverage, threw it over the underneath guy and hit him right in the hands right there.
And how about the balance of Caden Smith after he made the catch? Caught himself with his hand and dove forward across the stick for the 1st down.
As he was taking a hit right there, Brent. Great job picking up a much-needed 1st down.
Stephen Fikes All-State 1st down, and here goes
Harrison.
Yeah, we have our quarterback Harrison Colburn in the game to run the ball, and he moves it up to the 36-yard line to make it 2nd down and 9.
We know he's just a freshman, but Harrison's a big boy right there. I don't think that's the worst thing. Certainly he's got brighter days ahead of him for Hillcrest, but getting him in the action right there, letting him lay the lumber a few times, especially being a fresh body.
Tight formation now. Man comes in motion. Here's the belly G, and it's going nowhere. Matter of fact, it will lose about a half yard after the carry there by Javion Lowe, and it'll be 3rd down and close to 10. All right, the line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line of Hewitt. 8:32 remaining in the 1st half. Hewitt leads 10-0. Hillcrest with their most successful offensive drive of the night, though, currently. Jordan in shotgun. Jacoby goes in motion. It's the option. Jordan spins and keeps it, moves it down to the 35-yard line. He'll pick up about 3. That'll make it 4th down and 7 from the 35. Hillcrest on 4th down last time faked the punt on 4th and 2 and were able to pick up the 1st down on the snap directly to the up back, Jacoby Harris.
Yeah, and I do think, just like that last 3rd down, the play prior to the break in the quarter when we ran the quarterback draw, I think that play, and the play clock's ticking down right now. And
yeah, it's down to 10.
We'll
Pat's
see.
Still not up to the line of
we
scrimmage.
still have our full allotment of timeouts. We're going to have to use one.
All right, so down to 1, and there's the whistle. We did not get the playoff in time unless Hillcrest was able to call a timeout before the delay. And no, they were not. So it's delay of game against Hillcrest, and it will be 4th and longer.
Yeah, this
so
is going
now
to bring
the
in
punting
the punt
unit will
team.
come out.
Correct. This is going to bring in the punt team. You know, that's tough. I don't know if there was a communication issue or if Jordan didn't quite get it quickly enough. But something happened right there where we didn't even really get to the huddle until about 14 seconds left on the play clock. Broke the huddle with about 8, just couldn't quite get it off in time, Brent.
Will Phillips stands at the 10. Gunnar Webb stands at his 45, ready to kick this one away. Here's the snap. It's clean. The kick is off. It's a nice kick from Gunnar. Fair catch called for, but it will bounce at about the 14-yard line and go out of bounds there. Let's see where they officially mark it. They'll mark it at the 13. So, nice job by Gunnar Webb, pinning them relatively deep, and Hewitt will start there from the 13.
Yeah, good job by Hewitt right there. You know, they gave up the big fake punt there. We thought we'd have a little bit of momentum. They're able to just yank it back. You know, they did not give up much after that. You know, Hillcrest, at least we did get a slightly sustained drive, which included the break at the quarter. So we did get a little bit more, give our defensive guys a little bit of break right here. See if we can get a punt out of the out of the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies.
Jack Floyd takes the snap, a little draw play for the QB over left guard. He'll be tackled at about the 19-yard line, so it's a pickup of 4, and it will be 2nd down and 6. Well, they'll give him 5, 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, good job by freshman quarterback right there, kind of falling forward, making a man miss, and able to pick up, you know, either 5 or 6 yards. Gives Hewitt a great chance here on 2nd and 4.
Floyd slings this one over to the left side. He avoids a tackle, moves it forward past the sticks down to the 29, 1st down for the Huskies.
And this is the same plays being run over and over again. Yes, there's different blocking schemes. Yes, they're doing out of different formations. But this play over here to that wide receiver, kicking him out.
Here's a handoff to Alston, but the Patriots are ready this time. Good job coming up by the Pats, Deshaun Pope, to make the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, kind of what I was talking about a second ago. The one time we were able to stop it, it was Camarcus Silvers kind of jumping the route a little bit. I do think Hewitt probably has something in their bag where they do a little pump and go, run that, either run somebody else down the field or allow that wide receiver to go deep.
The snap, Floyd back to pass, looking downfield, slings this one over to the left side. Incomplete to an open receiver. That's Dylan Cope at about the 45-yard line, but it's out of his reach and incomplete.
Honestly, I didn't think he would get as close as he did. He goes up and makes a heck of an effort right there. Gets up on the ball, couldn't quite bring it in, but Brent, he was wide open. Nonetheless, brings up a big 3rd and 10 right here.
Yes, another big play for the Pats defense. Hewitt changes the play as they evaluate Hillcrest's defense. Jack Floyd shares it with his offensive line. He calls the signals. Alston switches sides from left to right. Floyd takes it, hands it off on a draw play to Alston. Alston being chased and out of bounds. He's close to the sticks, though.
Yeah, he got it.
I think he got that 1st down.
Good job right there. A.J. Love had a chance to get him. A.J., you know, defensive lineman, couldn't quite get one of those big paws on him. And then once he got the corner
he's
right
short.
there.
He's out of bounds. He's short.
4th
and 2 in their own territory. And they are going for it, and they have it.
Freaking face, man.
As Jack Floyd crosses the 40 to the 42.
Here, we're going to add 15 to that. Quarterback had his face mask grabbed. Is that the quarterback? No, who's not quite sure who's down for Hewitt right there. One of those big old linemen.
Injured player on the field, yeah. Wow, 5:54 remaining in this first half. Hillcrest trailing 10-0. And some big 4th downs in this game.
Yeah, there was. And honestly, we hope this young man's okay. We see the Hewitt athletic staff out there. We also see our resident orthopedic surgeon right here, Dr. Bentley, going out on the field to check on him. You know, honestly, we don't love having to see Dr. Bentley on the field ever, but we certainly appreciate him being here for such an occasion. And, you know, we see this AT staff surrounding the Hewitt player. See, a lot of the Hewitt players kind of taking a knee right now, and they're looking at a lower body injury for that young man. So certainly our thoughts are with him. Yeah, you can see the stretchers even coming out right now. So I got a feeling this probably is one where if we had an up-close one, we wouldn't show it just because it probably looks like it might be a little bit on the ugly side. Brent, I'm not sure if we're this is probably going to be a little bit of an extended delay. I don't know where we're on breaks or not. But
well, let's take a look while we have this opportunity. Let's take a look at the stat line here.
Sure.
Brought to us by Mission Express
You
Car
get that,
Wash.
and I'm going to see if I can get us some RSV design scores.
There you go. Well, first of all, let's take a look at the stat line thanks to Mission Express Car Wash in Cottondale. And I have a feeling that we're not going to like a whole lot of the stats that we hear from the stat line here in just a second as I get it pulled up here. Jordan Chambly is only 2 of 4 on the night for 24 yards. Jack Floyd passing for Hewitt-Trussville, 8 out of 10 for 47 yards. First downs, Hillcrest with only 3, Brian. Hewitt with 11 as they have pretty much dominated the ball control in this game. Let me see, look at the time of possession. Yeah, Hewitt possessing the ball 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Hillcrest only at 646. Total yards on the night, Hewitt with 157, Hillcrest only with 49. Of course, a big 55-yard touchdown pass called back due to illegal participation against Hillcrest. That would have cut the score to 10-7. In looking at the running game for tonight, not a whole lot of success for Hillcrest yet either. You've got Jordan Chambly with 5 carries for 20 yards, and Jacoby Harris only 2 carries for 3 yards. Javion Lowe, 2 carries for -3. Receiving tonight, Caden has the 1 big catch for 13 yards. Trent Curley, the first catch on the first play of the game, 1 reception for 12 yards, and that's pretty much all you've got for the Patriots. So, not looking great for the Patriots right now, but you know, Brian, I have to say here with 5:54 remaining in the first half and looking at those numbers, 10-0 isn't nearly as bad as it seems like it could be.
Certainly. You know, I think our defense is did a good job coming up with some big plays right there. After that first drive, it's kind of been a bend-don't-break type defense, Brent. You know, every play is big. We do, as we're halfway through the second quarter, as you know, as we continue to think about this young man down for Hewitt, we do get the ball to start the second half, Brent. So it is the sort of thing where, you know, if we can hold them, maybe even put up 3 points, we can get to the locker room and kind of take a deep breath. But unfortunately, we were saying the same thing last week, and Vestavia was able to come in and kind of add to that lead late in the quarter, as that young man is
he's
put
on
the
his
stretcher.
feet. Yeah.
He's on his feet. Okay.
That's number 58, Joshua Moore, the senior offensive lineman. As you said, you hate to see that happen anytime at any level in sports. Unfortunately, it's a part of the game, but you just absolutely hate to see that kind of thing happen. We'll hope for the best for that young man as he is carted off on the stretcher here tonight.
You know, Brent, I think everybody in this booth kind of, you know, lives and dies with the Patriots, but once again, I never want to see one of the opposing players, as much as I want to win, go down. You know, we certainly wish him a speedy recovery and make it somehow not quite as bad as it looks for us. A couple quick updates right here. Brent, I don't have a ton, but Tuscaloosa County losing 22-0 already to Oak Mountain on Tuscaloosa County's homecoming. Tough night in Northport. See, Austin also beating Albertville 16-0. Those are the 2 bottom-ranked teams in the 7A Power A rankings. A couple more scores. Actually, Vestavia hanging right now, only down 7-3 to Thompson. Saraland up 21-7 on McGill. Oxford, the Fighting Sam Adams, up 7-0 on Mountain Brook. Thank you to RSV Designs for the scoreboard update. To kind of reset right now, 1st and 10 for Hewitt as they take the line quickly.
All right, here's the handoff over right guard to Deuce Alston. He breaks through down to about the 31-yard line of Hillcrest, a pickup of 12 and enough for a first down.
Yeah, honestly, they've done a great job. That O-line has done a great job. Quick snap again, running over that right end. Great job by A.J. Love. Great job.
Replay.
I love it right there. Right as we're getting there, right as we're doing it, right as I'm kind of giving props to that Hewitt line. Great job by A.J. Probably going to get out of the replay pretty quick. They're going quick here.
All right, so that makes it 2nd down and 15 after the loss of 5. Jack Floyd looking to the sideline. 5:14 and counting remaining in the first half. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Deuce Alston in the backfield with Floyd. Floyd drops straight back, looks across down to the left side, and flag on the play comes in as the Pats will be called for interference down at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, 3 different flags. 3 officials saw that. He was beat right there.
We saw it too.
Yeah, and unfortunately.
The pass was just short.
Well, he was beat too. So it was one of those things where if the pass was in stride, it's probably 17, 16, nothing at this point.
Yes, and I know they're not coached to do this, but if he had looked back for the ball, then Kylan might have seen that, and he could have come forward and intercepted that because it was such a short ball.
It was underthrown right there. That's such a tough play for our defensive backs, but, bottom line, that's a big penalty for against the Patriots right now. Picks up another first down right on the cusp of the Centel home design red zone.
Yep, line of scrimmage is the 20 in the Centel home design red zone. 1st and 10 after the pass interference call against the Patriots. Floyd takes it, keeps it, breaks 1 tackle, but is brought down in the backfield. Loss of about a yard on that one. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, it looks like we're bringing a little more pressure right now. Good job by A.J. Love getting the first stop, not allowing the quarterback to hit outside. After that, number 17, Jermichael Watson in there to clean it up. Cost the Hewitt yard, brings up 2nd and 11.
Floyd rolls to his right, looking downfield, and completes this one, and out of bounds. Only a short gain down to about the 17, and that'll bring up a big 3rd down and 7 here now from the 17.
And I'll say this, the number 7, the quarterback right there for Hewitt.
Floyd.
Yeah, that's Jack Floyd. You can tell he's a coach's son. He tends to make the right read. A couple times he's taken shots, but it's because it's been the right read.
He's in an empty set now. 3 men to the right, 2 wide on the wide side of the field to the left. Chris Davis goes in motion. Quick swing pass around to the left side to Davis, and he's tackled short of the first down by about a yard at the 11-yard line. Big play, 4th and 1 now. Well, they'll call it 4th and 2.
Yeah, and the Hewitt offense is staying on the field. Last week we cleaned up one thing. We did not have too many false starts on defense. We do remember that Hoover game where we had 3 or 4. Would not shock me if Hewitt goes with a hard count to start to see if they can get a free first down out of it, Brent.
Hewitt up to the line of scrimmage. The hard count, yes. Hillcrest holds off. Floyd looks over to the sideline, and it looks like Hewitt will call a timeout.
Yeah, good job by right there. Good job by, we have by Coach Patterson's defense, by Coach McKinney's offensive line there to clean up a mistake we made against that we made against Hoover 14 days ago. Brent, I'll be interested to see what he does here. If they
might still go for it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Or heck, they still have 2 Tidwell paint and body timeouts, Brent. They could even try the same play again to where, they're unlikely to use all of these. How about you, Brent? If you're putting on the coach's hat right here, if I'm putting on the coach's hat right here, everything has gone right for me. A touchdown and a PAT will give them a 3-score game or a 3-score lead right here. So I would expect the Hewitt coaching staff to go for it no matter what they do on this actual snap, Brent. 3:38 left in this first half.
Well, if you kick a field goal here, it keeps it at 2 scores.
Right.
If you pick up the first down and then go on to score a touchdown, it becomes a 3-score game.
No doubt. And the only thing is, if you do stop them, though, we do pick up all this momentum. We do still have all 3 Tidwell paint and body timeouts.
All right, so they're staying in there. Jack Floyd calling for it. Were they trying to pull him off again? Now looking for the play change. Floyd calls it out, calls for it. He's got the snap, and he fumbles it. He fumbles it.
That's us,
and
boys.
It doesn't matter who recovers it because the Pats will take over on downs.
Brent.
Wow, that's huge.
You took words out of my mouth right there. That is one of the first mistakes. Apparently, I was able to jinx it. good for the Patriots when I started talking about what a great job number 7 Jack Floyd had done being composed this whole game. Well, we get to a 4th down, shotgun snap. He started to run before he had the snap, Brent.
That's exactly
Ball
what
hit
he
the
did.
ground. Didn't matter at that point. As long as we don't allow him to pick it up. See Coach Patterson, little hop in his step right there. 3:33 left in this first half, deep in our own territory. All 3 timeouts, though, Brent. We got all 3 Tidwell paint and body timeouts. You know, Jamie, whether we score or not, does not want to give the Hewitt the ball back this first half.
All right, now let's see if that can give the Patriots some momentum and they can do something with it here. Here's the snap and the handoff to Jacoby. Jacoby gets tripped up, though he had some room. He moves it up to the 20. Could have had a lot more if he hadn't tripped up there. That's a gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, there's a collective, I don't know about a groan or a collective, like, ooh, here in the stands.
So close.
Because everybody saw that Jacoby had a head of steam, and if he was able to maybe just not quite get tripped up there, I don't know if he scores, Brent, but I bet you at least doubles that gain.
All right, the clock now down to 3 minutes. Jordan under center. Takes the snap, the pitch to Jacoby. Jacoby following his blocks beautifully.
Beautiful.
Crosses the 25 down to the 26-yard line. That's a pickup of 8, and that's enough for Stephen Pike's All-State first down. 2:46 and counting remaining in this first half.
Yeah, earlier on an inside run, I was a little bit critical of Jacoby for not using those blocks, but right there he did a great job using it, cutting it inside, picking up a big first down.
Jordan in shotgun, takes the snap, drops back. Will keep this one, makes a cut. He'll be brought down at about the 33-yard line. On the scramble, Jordan is able to pick up 5. Clock down to 2:21 and counting, 2nd down and 5.
Good job right there, taking what's given him. I know the clock, we're still a little bit against the clock, and we do need to be aware of it. But with 3 Tidwell paint and body timeouts, we don't need to be completely, worrying about it too much.
Jordan in shotgun. The snap, Jordan drops back to pass, looks downfield, fires this one, and out of the reach of his intended receiver, Jacoby Harris, at about the 45-yard line.
He wasn't really open there, but he did have single coverage. It's a good job by Jordan throwing it to the outside. Would have been a great catch there.
I think right there, Brian, that Jacoby stopped his route and Jordan thought he was going to continue it. That's why it was overthrown.
I'll tell you this, even on the incompletions, Jordan throws a good ball, though.
He sure
doesn't he,
does.
Brent?
Sure
Golly,
does.
tight spiral to the opposite hash.
All right, big 3rd down and 5 for the Pats. Just got to keep those chains moving. Jordan back to pass. Oh, no, and he's picked off at the 35-yard line. Tackle will be made at the 31 by Jacoby Harris. But a bad decision there by Jordan. He did not see the linebacker step in there. He just waited and waited, just baiting him, saying, go ahead and throw it. And there it is. Oh, man. Beautiful defensive play, unfortunately, for the Pats. And now the tables are turned. The Pat defense is going to have to come up with something big here again. 1:47 remaining in the first half, trailing 10-0. They really need to hold the Huskies out of the end zone here before the end of the first half.
Yeah, he had him too, by the way. If he was able to put a little air under that, it'd been a nice pass to the outside. Like you said, just didn't see it.
Floyd takes it, rolls to his left. He's being pressured, and he will be brought down at about the 30-yard line. We'll give him the 29, a pickup of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8, 1:35 remaining in this first half.
Yep, they're going quickly. He had a guy on a route right there. I'm glad he chose to run it instead. It would have been a big game if he had thrown it.
And the Huskies jump off sides on the far left side. That's Deuce Alston lined up in the slot. They'll back it up 5 yards. That kind of gift we really need in this kind of situation.
Yeah, and I know the field goal kicker struggled, last week a little bit, but golly, he was banging them in warm-ups, and he had a good kick there. So every yard might matter, especially if we can hold them to 3.
Okay, another flag. Hillcrest clapping because I think it's going to be another false start against the Huskies, and it is. False start, back it up 5 more yards, and that'll move it back to the 40-yard line. Well, actually the 39, and that'll make it 2nd down and about 19.
Yeah, big plays right there. That cost them 10 right there, back-to-back penalties. Hewitt with one timeout as the clock is about to wind under a minute here in this first half.
Floyd takes it. It's a draw play to Chris Davis, and he is met after a gain of about 4 down to the 36-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 14. The clock down to 44 seconds and counting. Hewitt up to the line of scrimmage again without trying to stop the clock. Do they have any timeouts left?
Yeah, they got one left, Brent, right now, but I'm sure they're thinking exactly right. Either we do something or we take it to the half. They want to make sure they don't give the ball back to Coach Mitchell and the Patriots.
Clock down to 22 seconds. Floyd calls for it, drops back, being pressured. He escapes momentarily, but is brought down at about the 33-yard line. Beautiful play there by Jeremiah Beverly. Bring up 4th and 12.
What's his replay,
that will
Brent?
be the last play.
I'll tell you, man, real quick, Bev got him with that big left hand and slung him around like it was a merry-go-round. It's the end of the first half.
So great job by the Hillcrest defense holding the Huskies out of the end zone in what could have been a horrible situation, leaving your halftime score at 10-0.
I don't know how much we want to talk, how much we got to break right now, but that's big. You go ahead and do what we got to do, but that is a huge stop for us after a pick that could have more or less ended the game if they could have scored. Is there a timeout?
Well, let's see what's happening here.
There's
because
no time left on
the
the clock.
players are not going to the locker room. The officials are having a discussion.
I mean, short of Hewitt calling a timeout or us calling a timeout,
there's zeros on the clock.
Unless Hewitt called a timeout with basically a second left and they're going to try a 50-yarder, which that kid may have the leg for.
Well, interesting.
I think they're trying to put a second back on the clock, possibly. 1 second on the clock. 1 second on the clock. And there we go. Well, dang it.
Okay, but now the line of scrimmage is the 33-yard line. If they try a field goal here, you're right, it's going to be close to a 50-yarder. I don't think the kid's got the leg for it.
He had a heck of a kick. That first one he made.
This may just be a Hail Mary.
Either way, and I think you're right, Brent, right now. It certainly looks like a Hail Mary.
Hillcrest, if you look down in the backfield, if we can get a shot of the defensive backfield for Hillcrest, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men back deep, 3, and I mean very deep, and 3 on the line of scrimmage, and Hillcrest calls the timeout.
That's right,
Is that
that's right.
Okay. So Hillcrest calls a timeout now with 1 second remaining in the first half, and we were celebrating just a little bit too soon. The clock went to 0, so we thought that the half was over.
Rightfully so on our part, I thought. I'm no football aficionado, but zeros on the clock usually means zeros on the clock. So that's the sort of thing where
all right, so you talk about a prevent defense. Man, that was a prevent defense that Hillcrest had up there, and I believe that's exactly what we'll see here again. There were literally 4 players on the 5-yard line lined up from one sideline of the field to the other, building a 4-man wall. And we'll see the same thing again for the Pats. 3 men lined up on the line of scrimmage to try to provide a little bit of pressure. 3 men on the middle zone there at about the stretching from the 30 to the 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 men inside the 5. Here's the snap. It's just a quick screen pass to the left side, and he'll be tackled out of bounds. That'll be the end of the first half, 10-0 in favor of the Huskies. We got a lot of time at halftime to talk about this, Brian, so we'll go ahead and take our break. We'll give you a recap of what happened in the first half and our analysis and much, much more on the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show. We're back after this, 10-0 Huskies. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at bamastuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated.
All right, we are back, and this is the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show. Brent Jones and Brian Pirano here tonight. We're missing one Brad Armstrong, but we're going to press on without him. The Patriots trailing Hueytown 10-0. And Brian, I think we'll start out here.
Yeah, let's go for it.
We'll start out here with the Mission Express Car Wash stat line. The first score of the game came from Hueytown with an 8-play, 65-yard drive at the 2:26 mark of the first quarter. They took the lead 7-0. Later on, they kicked a field goal as the Patriot defense held on to stop them and maintain the 10-0 lead, which is where we are right now. Hillcrest, one big play in the second half, a 55-yard touchdown pass that was called back. That was called back.
Yeah, no doubt. That was kind of the big thing right there.
Ineligible participation by the Patriots.
Yeah, and we had that play, and honestly, Brent, I didn't see enough of it right there to kind of know what was going on, but it is one of those things where I'm not sure if that affected what was going on or not, but still, nonetheless, it's the sort of thing where, that's a big play, and if we convert that touchdown, it can absolutely change everything that's going on in this game right now. Nonetheless, great job by our defense stiffening right now, kind of making sure we're able to be at least in this game late, though.
Absolutely. The defense holding twice with the Huskies down inside the red zone at the end of the first half. Holding, the offense got the ball back, moved down the field a little bit, a couple of first downs, but then Jordan didn't see the linebacker sneaking in on to make the interception and gave the ball back to the Huskies, but the defense stepping up once again and pushing Hewitt back and forcing a desperation play on the final play of the half, and here we are standing at 10-0.
Yeah, okay. No doubt. That's tough right there. I think this is a tough thing right there. Do we have a break to go to, Brent? Mute me for two. Brent, I'm going to have to go down there for 2 seconds to just deal with something.
Well, you just go ahead, and I'll go ahead and go through the stat line here.
That sounds good. Okay, I appreciate it.
So
Thanks, man.
I'll
You do that. I'll be back up ASAP.
Gotcha. No problem at all. Coach P having to take care of some business down on in the stands or on the sidelines or somewhere, which sometimes happens. So we'll just keep it right here, and I will share with you the Mission Express Car Wash stat line stats for the first half. The Patriots, let's take a look at what they've done as a team. First downs, the Pats only with 4 in the first half. Hewitt with 13. Hewitt has definitely controlled the ball, and if you look at the time of possession, that bears out as well. Hewitt with the ball 13 minutes and 22 seconds. Hillcrest with the ball only 8 minutes and 38 seconds. It's been a defensive struggle for the most part, but the Hillcrest offense has got to get something going. Let's look at total yards. The lowest total yard output for the season by far for a half for the Patriots, only putting up 70 total yards here in the first half, while the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies put up 190. In passing, 33 yards for the Patriots, as Jordan Chambly was 3 for 7 for 33 yards and also threw an interception. Passing for the Huskies, 78 yards for the freshman Jack Floyd on 11 of 14 attempts and no touchdown. Looking at the rushing yards, these not looking so fantastic either for the Patriots. We've got Jordan Chambly having the biggest night running the ball for the Pats. 6 carries for 26 yards, an average of 4.3 yards and a long of 8. Jacoby Harris on the night, only 10 yards on 3 carries. That's the biggest surprise. We got to get him going in the second half. 3.3 yards per carry for Jacoby and a long of 7 yards. Receiving, the big star Caden Smith not having a great night. He did have one beautiful reception in which he picked up a critical first down for the Patriots. 1 catch for 13 yards. But that's pretty much it. Trent Curley, 1 catch for 12 yards. Jacoby Harris with 1 catch for 8, and also 1 for 55 yards that totally fooled the Huskies, but it was called back for illegal participation. Now let's take a look at the penalty yardage for the game tonight, because that also a big factor. We talked about how the Patriots needed to avoid those mistakes and eliminate all those mistakes that they made last week against Vestavia. They have not done a great job doing that here tonight, as we see that the Pats have 5 penalties for 45 yards, but the Huskies as well penalized a pretty good bit, 6 penalties for 29 yards on the night. So as it stands, a defensive struggle, 15-21 remaining here in the halftime show. 10-0 in favor of the Huskies. We will take a break, and we will return with more of the Stephen Fikes All-State Halftime Show. We'll have some RSV Design scoreboard updates, and we will also watch the Pride of Patriot Parkway Marching Band perform on the field, and we will bring you our college football preview. Keep it right here for all of that. 10-0 Huskies. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Hey, Patriot Nation. Come on down to the Frame Shack. Frame Shack can make your art, photos, and keepsakes come alive and become a focal point in your home, office, or place of business. For over 35 years, Frame Shack has been custom making frames for art, mirrors, photos, and shadow boxes. They offer a fine line of molding, mats, artwork, and ready-made frames. Frame Shack is family-owned and always guaranteed to frame with a personal touch.
Go, Pats!
Hey, Patriot Nation.
Hungry for Chinese food, there is no doubt about where to go. Lee Palace in Englewood Village. Lee Palace has been in the same location for 20 years and loves the Hillcrest community. You just can't beat their incomparably delicious Chinese cuisine in a family-owned, friendly environment that is second to none. The folks at Lee Palace love what they do and are very passionate about providing you with the best in town. Lee Palace says, go Pats! When the Patriot Nation gets hungry for...
All right, welcome back to Roy Johnson Stadium as the Hewitt-Trussville Husky Band performs for us on the field. Your score, Hewitt 10 and Hillcrest nothing. Have a seat there, Mr. McDonald. Nathan McDonald joining us in Brian Pirano's absence here in the Bama Stuff broadcast booth, as Nathan has looked up a few scores for us for the RSV Design scoreboard update. What do you got for us? You got any 7A scores there for us?
We do have a few. We got Central Phoenix City 30, Enterprise 14. Enterprise has been on a slide recently. Gaston City at 14, Hazel Green 0. Florence taken over at 14, Bob Jones 0 at half.
Nice.
So that's pretty good to see. Let's see, we've got Baker at 7, Daphne at 0 at halftime. Whoa, Auburn 56.
Jag
0. Yeah. I don't know who Jag is.
Yeah, Jag, that's right.
That's not a good day for Jag. All right, let's see where else. We got Mary G. Montgomery at 21, Foley at 0.
Wait a minute, I see a huge one down there.
Where you got?
Hoover really on the slide. Hoover trailing Prattville 20-7.
Whoa.
Wow, I guess that's probably maybe halftime or somewhere early in the third quarter. But Hoover losing to Hillcrest 2 weeks ago, losing to Hewitt last week, and now trailing Prattville. Prattville showing signs of being another, and of course they are another 7A Region 3 team, and showing signs of being a really strong team.
Yep, I agree. Let's see what else. We've got Fairhope at 20 and Robertsdale at 0. Clay Chalkville 17, Brandon, Mississippi at 7.
You see any local scores
Let's see
How about
here.
that? Do you have a Tuscaloosa County score? Tuscaloosa County and Oak Mountain?
Let's see.
See that one back up in 7A? Maybe not. We'll find it.
Thompson, though, is leading Vestavia Hills at 7-3.
7-3 at the half, so a tough one going on between the Thompson Warriors and the Vestavia Rebels. We got a tough one here at 10-0. Thanks so much, Nathan, for helping us out with the RSV Design scoreboard update. Nathan is on our crew now as one of our cameramen. You may have noticed we've had more camera angles here tonight. Nathan is on our camera left. He's providing us with a lot of close-up shots and things of that nature, while on camera right, we have Darius Thomas, who's providing most of the game action shots. And the Hoover Hoover. What am I saying? The Hillcrest Pride of Patriot Parkway Marching Band. I got Hoover on the brain after finding out they're on the verge of losing game number 3 in a row. Hillcrest Pride of Patriot Parkway Band making their way out onto the field. And, of course, as always, when they get started, we will enjoy their halftime show. Your score again, Hillcrest.
Look at the size of the bands. We're 7A. 7A. Yeah, we'll be playing there again. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the Hillcrest High School Pride of Patriot Parkway Marching Band. This season will embark on a journey of growth and contemplation, help you look in the mirror and discover just what you were made for as we present our show titled Reflection. Please enjoy as drum majors Emerson Ford, Joel Schiff, and Mariella Sledge, and the Hillcrest High School Marching Band take the field.
that goes all the way around that way too?
What's that?
Does that go all the way around? I can walk around that way?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Make sure it doesn't cut off or anything on me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it goes all the way around.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Everybody keeps saying the same thing.
I'm ready to freaking take the lead back to my rightful position.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's see what we got here. Okay, from last week I was 2-3, and now my overall record is, can you take the scoreboard off there, Coach? Scoreboard is kind of blocking our graphic there a little bit. What am I, 6, 6, 8? Is that right? Okay, there you go. 6 and 9, right? 6 and 9. Brad, another winning record of 3-2 for last week. He's 10-5. You were 2-3 as well, and you're a game up on me in 7 and 8. Let's get right to this. As we mentioned, Brad with more wins after 3 weeks than he had the entire season last year. All right, our first one, we have the South Carolina Gamecocks traveling to take on the Missouri Tigers, and the Gamecocks an 11.5-point underdog. Speaking of 11, they were ranked number 11 last week, and they surely didn't look like it against the Vanderbilt Commodores. 11.5-point underdog against number 23 Missouri. Who you got?
You know what? I think this is going to be a little bit closer than people think. I don't think South Carolina is quite as bad as last week showed, and I do like them getting the 11.5 points here. I got to go quicker than this. I'm going to take the Gamecocks getting the 11.5. You say you're picking. I'm going to pull up Brad's.
Okay, South Carolina 11.5-point underdog. It's just hard for me to believe yet. Although I watched a little bit of that Vanderbilt South Carolina game, they didn't look great. But it's hard for me to believe that Lenora Sellers, as good as he is going to stay in a slump for that long. I'm going to go with the Gamecocks as well. What's Brad got?
You know what? Brad's taking Mizzou minus 11.5 right there. So you know what? Brad's been hot, but we'll see if the streak stops now.
All right, a huge game.
Yeah.
In Norman, Oklahoma, as the Auburn Tigers travel to Norman to take on the Sooners. They're a 6.5-point underdog. Auburn coming into the game at number 22. Oklahoma at number 11. This is really the marquee game of the day. I'll go first this time. I've got a feeling that the fact that Brent Venables and his staff knows Jackson Arnold so well from having them as his quarterback last year. They know his weaknesses. They know how to attack him. Oklahoma's defense has looked spectacular. Auburn is still an unknown quantity, although they've looked pretty good. But I think the Sooners will beat them by more than a touchdown.
You know what I do, too, right there? I think Oklahoma, like you said, being at home, big game for Jackson Arnold right there. Probably a pretty good Auburn defense right there. Jackson Arnold has struggled through the air so far this year, but I'm also going to join you taking Oklahoma minus the 6.5, and we're going to make it we're going to kind of make it a whole family on doing this one. A broadcast family, because Brad is also taking Oklahoma minus the points.
And you know, John Mateer from Oklahoma, he's like the darling of the media right now, pretty much the Heisman favorite at the moment.
Co-favorite right now. He is co-favorite, and I can't think who he's co-favorite with. I looked at it today, but he and somebody else are both 8-1 to win the Heisman.
Okay. The Gators of Florida suffering so far this season. They had high expectations, but things not going well for the Gators. They travel to Miami to take on the rival Hurricanes, the number 4 team in the country. The Hurricanes, a 7.5-point favorite. Let's let Brad make the pick first.
Yeah,
this
sure.
time.
He's going to go with the Hurricanes minus the touchdown and the hook right there. So Brad is taking Miami minus 7.5. I'm going to go the other way on this one. This is the sort of game I'm going to pick Florida, and I know at halftime they're going to be down like 27-0. And I'm going to be sitting there going, what in the world was I thinking? But I do think Billy Napier at least rights the ship enough this week to keep it within a touchdown. So I will take the Gators plus the 7.5.
Gosh, this is a hard one because the Gators have just hit hard times, and this is one of those games where they're either going to bounce back strong or they're just going to continue to sink deeper into the hole. And I think that the sinking will continue and that the Hurricanes will win this one and take it by at least 8 points.
As the broadcast booth has been classed up a little bit with Lindsey Jones up here, we'll continue. Hey, there we go. Lindsey, wave. You're on camera.
Wave to the camera.
There we go. Yeah. And Lindsey, would you like to be our guest picker real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Tennessee has to win by 39.5 points or more against UAB, arguably the worst team in all of college football.
Right.
So you're going to have to say, is Tennessee going to win at least 40-0 or does UAB keep it less than that?
And just so you'll know, Brad picked Auburn to lose tomorrow.
Okay, as to also know, so did Brent and me. But that's okay. That's okay.
You guys
yes.
are jerks.
Never mind. Yes. Anyway.
Total jerks.
Yep.
No, I do not think Tennessee is gonna.
Okay, so Lindsay is going to take UAB.
Yes.
I will too.
Okay, good. Brent is a very smart man, is Brent Jones right there. Very smart man,
really?
having his wife's back right there.
Not very smart.
Yes,
You had to rat me out. Thanks a lot. She never would have known.
I am going to, and I'm going to be. Brad and I are going to be alike on this. We're both going to.
Can we go back to the graphic?
Yep, we're going to both take Tennessee minus the 39.5 points. Okay. And
okay.
then last game right here as we start to take the field. That is going to be Utah versus Texas Tech.
Ooh, that's a big
right?
one. Yeah.
I am going to take I'm going to take Texas Tech minus the 3.5. Brad's going to take.
Wait.
Is it
Utah is minus 3.5?
That's not what we have here.
Is it? Oh, okay. Maybe I have it on there wrong.
Okay.
Okay. So Texas Tech is minus 3.5. Okay, I think that's right.
Cool.
All right.
I'm going to take Texas Tech minus the points. Brad's going to take Utah
I'll
plus
take Tech
the points.
as well.
And then Brent, you're going to take them as well. Hey, to reset the game right now,
right.
Hewitt kicking off to the Patriots, up 10-0. Hewitt kicking the ball into the south end zone. And we are about ready to get going.
Tiger Rock kickoff coming your way to start this second half. Total leather, and here we go. Fielded at the 6-yard line, up to the 15, the 20, looking for a seam, and brought down at about the 27 is Caden Smith as a flag comes flying in as well. So the Patriots, a decent return, but this one's going to come back as it's a hold against the Patriots. So they'll be starting out at about the 17 or maybe even closer than that, depending on, it's a spot foul, and the flag was thrown at about the 20, so it looks like the Pats will be starting out at about the 10.
Yeah, another long field for us, Brent. We got that one big fourth down stop, got the ball in the 40 that possession, or maybe the 45. Had another big return by, don't remember
Caden,
quite, was it Caden Smith? Got that big return, got good field position there. So we have had some opportunities there. Brent, help me out. How many times have we crossed the 50 tonight?
I'm not really sure, but it hasn't been much.
Yeah, right. It's been very few times. So I would love, and I know Coach Mitchell, Coach Guy, that whole offensive staff, in fact, the whole team, this side of the stadium would love for the Patriots to have a nice sustained drive, really get back into this ball game.
All right, so the line of scrimmage is the 10-yard line for the Patriots. Jordan Shambly under center with the I formation for the Pats. He takes the snap. He hands this one off to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby hits a wall over right guard, only picks up about 2, and it'll be second down and 8. Well, actually, look at that where they're marking him. They're giving him a little bit more than I thought. Probably around 3, I guess.
And not a good job. Like you said, I thought it was going to be second and basically 10 right there. But we were able to go ahead and pick up a couple yards right there. At least give ourselves a second and medium right here. Better chance to do something on this possession, Brent.
We'll call it second and 7 from the 13. Jordan in shotgun takes the snap. Jordan will try to keep this one around the end, but he does not have any room at all. He gets about 2. Let's see where they're going to mark him.
Yeah, maybe pick up a yard there, Brent, but brings up a 3rd and 6 right now for the Patriots. Once again, running to the boundary side of the field right there, brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Patriots early in this third quarter. Coach Mitchell, he still has a few tricks up his sleeve right now, but we're going to see if we put the ball in the air a little more this second half. Certainly we have a lot of folks in the box, so I think that we'll have an opportunity to maybe make that work.
Jordan in shotgun, slings it across the middle, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 4th and 6, and the advantage of having the ball first in the second half is nil.
Yeah, it's quickly and we kind of, that kind of went by the wayside right there. Not only that, but after the penalty, only able to pick up 3 or 4 yards on that possession, Brent. Brings up another 4th down. Gunnar Webb back there punting from his own end zone right now.
Gunnar Webb stands about a yard deep in his end zone to send this one away. The Huskies' Will Phillips will wait for it right at midfield. Here's the snap. The kick is away by Gunnar, and it's a good one, and Phillips will call for a fair catch at the 49-yard line. So good job by Gunnar with a nice 40-yard punt right there.
Yeah, good job by Gunner. You know, he's gotten progressively better over the 3 or 4 kicks. Unfortunately, he's had to have. You know, sometimes we don't necessarily want our punter getting in a groove. It means he's kicked too much. Nonetheless, right there, you know, good punt by Gunner the punter, but still, Hewitt starting this possession at the Hillcrest 49-yard line.
Yeah, and another call for the Hillcrest defense to come up big once again and keep Hillcrest in this game within range. The Huskies up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Here's a handoff over left guard. Good job by the Pats coming up to make the tackle after a short gain of only about a yard to the 48. Nice gang tackling there led by Jeremiah Beverly and Deshaun Pope.
Good job, good penetration by the D-line right there. One of the best jobs they've done on early downs all game.
Jack Floyd calls for it, takes it, hands it off to Deuce Alston. Deuce will be hit after a short gain. Zay Hall coming up to meet Alston. That's SEC commit meeting SEC commit right there. It's a pickup of about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Another big play for the Pats defense.
Yeah, big number 94, Jeremiah Beverly, having to leave the field for a play because his helmet came off right there. Brings up, like you said, Brent, a big 3rd down and 6, 3rd down and 7 for Hewitt right now.
The snap to the pass is complete across the sticks down to the 36-yard line as it was released in his little shot put style by Jack Floyd for the 1st down. He does not look impressive with the way he throws the ball, but he somehow gets it there.
Yeah, it's effective. It certainly is not aesthetically pleasing, though. You're right, Brent.
Floyd takes the snap, hands it off to Chris Davis over right guard. Pat's defense is there, stopping him after a short gain. Nice job coming up to make the tackle from his safety position is the Pats number 10, Joe Davidson. Hewitt up to the line quickly on 2nd and 7 now. Jack Floyd, now actually it's Chris Davis taking the snap, the direct snap. He weaves his way through across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, we keep giving ourselves opportunities, though. They keep picking them up, Brent, but we can't get a stop unless we at least get them to this point, though. Give defense getting an opportunity to make a big play, maybe get Hewitt off the field.
And this is going to be a direct snap to Deuce Alston, and he will fight his way forward and just short, I believe, and a late flag comes in as well. He's short of the 1st down by about a yard to the 26, and a flag comes flying into the pile.
Didn't see that, Brent. Did not see exactly who possibly the flag could have been on right there.
I saw Hillcrest pointing toward Hewitt, so let's see what happens here.
I don't see either team reacting. I don't see the Hewitt coaching staff reacting positively or negatively. Nope, that's on.
They're pointing in our direction, yeah.
Golly. You know, with Hillcrest pointing, it makes me think.
Must be a face mask.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yep, face mask against Hillcrest. That'll be a 1st down for the Huskies. Just outside the Centel Home Design red zone at the 21-yard line. Empty set now for the Huskies. Jack Floyd passes the new play along to his line of scrimmage. Teammates, drops back. It's a quarterback draw, and he slithers his way through inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line, where he will be brought down by the Pats number 25, Ketori Hayward, but it's enough for another 1st down. It's 1st and goal for the Huskies.
Yeah, they've done a great job. They've been kind of methodically, a couple big 3rd down conversions, once through the air, once by penalty, gives Hewitt 1st and goal from the 7-yard line.
Another direct snap here, and the run down to about the 6-yard line after the Huskies number 4, James Kelly, the wide receiver, takes the direct snap on that one. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6.
Good job by Hillcrest. Great penetration right here. And it looks like right now, Coach Patterson, I think he's decided we're taking away at least one thing. Whether it be the run or the pass, we're going to take away one element. Trying to take away the run right here.
Floyd back at quarterback in an empty set. Barking the signals, taking the snap, keeping it over right guard. Floyd fighting his way into the end zone, and that is a touchdown for the Huskies.
Great job there. Got some room up the middle. Was able to kind of weave his way through. Got to about the 1-yard line, and from there just kept the freshman, kept his legs driving. Little help from his offensive lineman to make it 16-0 Huskies.
Dr. Brandy Patterson of Brookwood Medical Center extra point attempt coming your way now. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 7:56 remaining in the third, Hewitt extends the lead to 17-0. And Brian, that is exactly the opposite of how we wanted things to go coming out of the locker room. Getting the ball first, opportunity to get back into the game. Right. Instead, we get a 3-and-out, and then the Huskies take over at midfield, drive for 49 yards, and pick up the touchdown to extend the lead.
Honestly, it was a pretty good drive by Hewitt right there. You know, they got that one aided penalty, the face mask by us. Even without that, it would have been 4th and very short for them. So, you know, you got to give credit where credit's due. They've done a great job on both sides of the line right now. They've kind of been everything is advertised.
Just methodical, tough, strong at the line of scrimmage.
It is. It's everything we've kind of expected from Hewitt. And we see why they're the number 3 or 4 ranked team in 7A right now. They are as advertised. With that being said, we are only 3 scores down.
This game is not over by any stretch. But the Pats have got to start answering the bell.
We've got to start doing something now, put some sort of points up.
Tiger Rock kickoff, total leather. High kick fielded by Caden at the 5-yard line, up to the 15, the 20, the 25. Caden is tripped up at about the 27. No flags this time, so a little bit better field position for the Pats starting out this time. You know, Brian, I was talking to Coach Guy before the game. We were talking about last year's game, which was very tight through 3 quarters until the Huskies pulled away in the fourth quarter. Hillcrest had 443 total yards in that game.
You're right.
Very different story here tonight.
Absolutely. This has kind of been domination from the beginning to the end right there. So it's the sort of thing where it's difficult to find any positives. But like we said, we still got a quarter and a half of ball left to where hopefully we can change things up a little bit.
DeJuan Johnson is in at tailback. DeJuan will get the carry. He's met right at the line of scrimmage, though, only about a half-yard gain there, as he's met by the Huskies' Basel Alabsi.
Yeah, great job, the Pats. We're trying to still establish this run. We're trying to do everything we can to do something, to get something positive right there. But Hewitt's done a good job. Brett, we've been able to pick up small chunks. It just seems like we've not been able to get anything medium or even bigger than that to really give us some momentum.
That gave him 2. Jordan takes the snap. Here's a sweep to Jacoby around left end. Jacoby makes a nice spin, avoiding a tackle down to the 35-yard line. That'll put him about 3 yards short of the first down. We'll call it 4. Actually, it'll be 3rd and 4 from the 35.
And we're 3rd and manageable right now. We're getting close to the point where it becomes 4-down territory. Maybe not quite there at this field position, Brent, but we're very close to where Coach Mitchell's not going to have any choice but to use all 4 downs on offense.
Chambly takes it, bobbles it momentarily, but is able to pick it back up. Only crosses the 35 before he's brought down. So we'll make it 4th down and about 3 from the 36.
Yeah, Coach Mitchell, he had a bit of a decision right there, but still halfway through this quarter, you could see him sitting there thinking, and then he kind of resigned, looked to that punt team, and waved them out on the field, Brent.
Need another big one from Gunnar Webb, and we need the defense to hold to a 3-and-out and get the ball back. Time is growing short, 6:09 remaining in the third quarter. The Pats trailing by 3 scores, 17-0.
Yeah, Hewitt's not going to be fooled again right now. They got 10 people within 4 yards of the box after that fake punt.
Gunner with a line drive wobbler. It takes a Hewitt bounce, but then takes a Hillcrest bounce back in the other direction inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line where it will be down, and the Huskies will take over there 1st and 10. So here we go, Brian. Time is running short Hewitt's going to take it and just try to run it down our throats, I believe.
And then, well, they should. You know, they've played very well this game. You know, this Hewitt team very well coached. They have made a few mistakes tonight, but we just got to have something, Brent. We got to have some sort of turnover here. I'm a little surprised they got 5 split wide.
The snap and the handoff around right in. A penalty, a big pickup of about 12, 13 yards, but 2 flags have come in on this play. Can we play that replay? Let's see if we can pick up what happened here, Brian.
Hold on Hewitt's the initial call.
Okay, there's a hold in the backfield.
Right there, we can see it. That I think it was the tackle came and kind of cracked down. They made a hold or a block in the back. If there was a second flag downfield, I missed that one, Brent.
There was a second flag, but
maybe it
came into the middle of the field, and it was a little bit later than the other one. Maybe he just was slow getting it out of his pocket. Let's see what the official has to say. Whitecap says hold against Hewitt, and that's it. So that'll back it up. That's a good break for the defense right there, because the pickup on the run by James Kelly was of about 12 or 13 yards, would have been a first down.
Yeah, right there. Good job by the Patriots right there. Kind of getting that penetration, making Hewitt do this. And Hewitt is now way behind the chains. That's 5.5 or left in this third quarter, Brent.
1st and 20 for the Huskies. Whistles and the officials stop play and come to confer right at the ball. Let's see what this is about.
I don't know what, unless it's somehow where they spotted that foul.
There's no flag on the play.
No.
Just a discussion by the referees.
The only thing I could think is, did they mark it off from where the chain was instead of where the flag was?
Okay,
I don't know.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Because it is a spot foul,
right.
It should have been marked off from where the hold occurred.
Yeah, because it looks like exactly 2nd and 20 to me. Well, they didn't change anything.
Maybe the hold happened right at the line of scrimmage. Who knows?
Right.
Jack Floyd flanked by Deuce Alston. Deuce will take it from Floyd. Deuce will be hit at about the 24-yard line and brought down there, and that will bring up 2nd down and about 16 after a gain of 4 on the run.
This is a must stop, Brent. I mean, right there, Hewitt shooting themselves in the foot, getting the hold. We have got to go and somehow get the ball back and just hope our offense can find some rhythm here as the clock ticks under 5 minutes in this 4th quarter.
Snap, a little swing pass out to the left side, complete. And down the sidelines and out of bounds after a big pickup for a first down goes the receiver, James Kelly. The Pats were there. They just couldn't get their hands on him to shove him out of bounds.
And the offensive coaching staff for Hewitt's done a good job. They have not. Their freshman quarterback, they give him some extremely safe routes to run, and he puts the ball where he needs to be on some pretty easy passes.
And this time, he will be slung down in the backfield. Nice job coming up to make the tackle, Miles Madden, on that particular play.
You know, that's a name I would argue you've called more than any other on defense this whole year. It's the first time I've heard his name tonight, Brent.
Yeah,
you know, it's that sort of thing where, you know, if we're noticing it up in the booth, you know that Hewitt staff has noticed how big of a difference 6 has made this year, though.
2nd down and 14 now after the sack by Miles Madden. Here's a pass out to the left side. That one completed to Deuce Alston, out of bounds after about a 6-yard gain. Another big 3rd down play from their own 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8 for Hewitt. Big play for the Hillcrest defense.
I don't think we have this stat, but their 3rd down conversion rate is outstanding tonight.
Yeah,
I'm going to put it at 75-80% for the Huskies, though.
3:57 remaining in this 3rd quarter. The Huskies up 17-0. Here's a quarterback keeper, and he will be brought down well short of the first down on the carry there by Jack Floyd. He's across into Hillcrest territory, but down to the 49-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 4, and it looks like the punting unit will make its way onto the field for the Huskies. So the Hillcrest defense, after a couple of first downs, does hold.
We'll see.
And Hillcrest will get the ball back.
It's a perfect shot for a fake right there.
Yeah, we have a fake going right here, and it is going to be a kick away. and it's going to be fielded by Caden Smith at about the 14. Caden looking for some room on the outside. He moves it forward to about the 25-yard line, and the Pats will start there 1st and 10.
Nonetheless, right, great job. I was hoping Caden could get that corner, maybe get a couple more there. You know, we're down 3 scores, and we're trying to come up with some positives here right now. I don't know if we're going to sustain a long drive, Brent, to be quite honest with you, against this defense. I think it's the sort of thing where I would not be surprised if Coach Mitchell, Coach Guy, maybe start taking some shots down the field.
Right.
Maybe give 3 a chance to go get
the ball
one.
in 3's
That's
hands
exactly
somehow.
right. Maybe let the Vandy commit go up and try to make a play, get some chunk yards.
Jordan under center. Takes it. It's the belly G, but there's whistles after the snap. That's kind of a late call there for a false start, but that's exactly what it's going to be. Against the Pats, once again, the false start.
I think this Hewitt defense is so good, Brent. This defensive line is so good. Our offense is trying to time up that snap count and be absolutely perfect with it. We jumped it by 1/10 of a second right there, and that's the sort of thing that allows Hewitt to gain that 5 yards, and once again puts us well behind the chains.
We've called 1st and 15 a lot these past 2 weeks.
Golly, you're not kidding, buddy.
Jordan under center. DeJuan Johnson is behind him. The toss sweep to DeJuan. DeJuan not with a whole lot of room. Moves it up to about the 22-yard line. They'll mark him at the 21, and it'll be 2nd down and 13.
I agree with Coach Mitchell here. We're trying to establish that run to the boundary because no matter what I want to say about wanting to get chunk yards, if we were able to do that, we would have done it already. Coach Mitchell trying to get that running game. We are only 2 scores down still. Hopefully we can get something going pretty soon.
3 scores.
3 scores down. Thanks, Brent.
The snap, play action, Jordan back to pass. Completes this one over to the right side to Caden Smith. Caden fighting for 1st down yardage. He's close to it at the 35-yard line. I believe they're going to give it to him. They are. 1st down for the Pats.
Yeah, they really left that quarterback is a solid 10 yards off the field on him. Jordan picked it up, Caden caught the ball, tried to fake to the inside, go outside. Read well by the DB from Hewitt-Trussville, brings up 1st and 10 for the Pats, though.
One of the few Stephen Fikes All-State 1st downs of the night for the Pats.
Gunnar Webb in on offense right now.
Jordan in shotgun. Takes the snap, slings this one over here to the left side. It's a double pass, but Caden decides to keep it instead of passing it, but he is met in the backfield for a loss. Perhaps, I'm thinking on that one, Brian, that they were going to fake the double pass and let Caden run it.
Yeah.
But the Hewitt Huskies read it well.
Yeah, I don't know, Brent. I think that was, honestly, I think that was discretion being the better part of valor. He only had one person in the route right there. That was Jacoby, and Jacoby had triple coverage right there. I thought he was looking to throw the ball. He looked down, he looked up rather and saw it and said, even if I lose 5, it's better than giving the ball up.
True. Which is exactly what he did.
Right.
2nd and 15 now. Here's a little swing pass to Caden on the left side. Caden looking for some room. He moves it down to the 35-yard line. Nice pickup of 5, but that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. I do like the fact, though, that they're starting to try to get the ball in number 3's hands.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just said, Brent, when we talked about the last break, trying to get the ball in some playmakers' hands right there. Getting the ball in 3's hands, getting the ball in 5's hands. Letting your dudes make plays. Sometimes football's not that hard. But like you said, we got a 3rd and 10 here. I'm going to guess even if we pick up 5 or more, Coach Mitchell will go for it if it's 4th down.
Blitz coming. Jordan scrambles to his right, slings it downfield, and it is short, intended there for the Pats. Number 11, Austin Cherry, but it falls about 5 yards short of him, incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 10. Pats will kick it away again.
What initially drew you to become a member? Sam, what initially drew you to become?
Drives ending with Gunnar Webb punting the ball right there. Just not a lot of places for to throw the ball tonight. There's just not. As I'm looking at these routes right there, I think he was hoping whoever that ball was to. Was it Caden?
It was Austin Cherry.
Austin Cherry, hoping he cuts his route off. You know, but Shamley just didn't have anywhere to throw the ball. He was under pressure, had to get rid of it.
Gunnar Webb boots it away. Nice high wobbly kick. Fair catch called for at the 30-yard line. Hewitt will start there.
Once again, there's just not a lot to say about this game. Hillcrest has not really been able to get anything going. To be quite honest, I think the defense has played relatively well this game, guys.
Sure.
Just because it's the sort of thing where I'm not quite sure what else they could do. You know, my game prediction, I'll go ahead and say it, it's not looking great now, was 24-20 Hillcrest. I thought it would be a low-scoring game simply because that's what it was going to take for us to win the game. We just, so far through, 2 quarters and 10 minutes, we've just not been able to get anything going.
Here's the handoff to Chris Davis, and he's met in the backfield. A.J. Love and a host of Patriots there. Blowing it up first, though, I believe was the Pats' Jamichael Watson. If we can get that replay real quick on that one. Nice loss on the play of about 4 yards by the Pats, doing some gang tackling and making great penetration. We need more of that here.
Yeah, I agree, and I think in the second half we've started to get more penetration right there. Good job by Coach Patterson's defense making some adjustments.
And here's a flag. Is this going to be a false start, or did Hillcrest jump off? I believe Hillcrest jumped. Yeah, Hillcrest jumped across the line of scrimmage, so they'll give them that 5 yards back that they got on the sack. And it'll be 2nd down and close to 10.
Okay, that's great then. We're going to go ahead and, well, no, not great. Sorry, with the sack right there, I'm trying to do a couple things here. Nonetheless, good job by the Patriots right here, at least giving them 2nd and long.
Line of scrimmage is the 30-yard line. 1:14 remaining in the third quarter. Pats trailing 17-0. Floyd takes it, hands it off to Alston around left end. He's met by a host of Patriots, led there by A.J. Love. He'll pick up about 5, and it's another big 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, another job, great job by Coach Patterson's defense right there, trying to make sure we get everything we can, continuing to try to give that offense at least a shot to make a play here.
Line of scrimmage, the 35. The Pats defense needs a stop. Floyd rolls to his right, slings this one down the field. Incomplete, no flags on the field. It'll be 4th and 5, and the punting unit for the Huskies will come on the field. So the defense, 2 series in a row, doing their job. Now the offense has got to answer the bell and make something happen here. 31.5 seconds remaining in this third quarter, trailing 17-0. Here's the snap. The punt is away. It's a short, wobbly punt. It bounces at the 42, and it will be downed at the 41 as it takes a Hillcrest bounce. So a short punt and an opportunity for the Hillcrest offense for the best field position they've had in quite some time to start a drive.
Yeah, we've had a couple good chances earlier in this game, Brent, like we said, with field position, but nonetheless, definitely the best in this third quarter right now. Hopefully Coach Mitchell's squad right now can kind of, do something, put something together, get something ready to go as we're entering this or we're about to enter this final quarter.
19.9 seconds left. Jordan Chambly under center, I formation. Jacoby Harris at the tailback position will take the handoff, and Jacoby has just met right at. Jacoby has really suffered here tonight. He bounced off a couple of tackles, but probably not wisely so, as he's tackled way back in the backfield, but they're going to give him forward progress at about the 40, and it'll be a loss of 1. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. At the end of 3, your score, Hewitt-Trussville 17, Hillcrest nothing. Back after this on the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
What initially drew you to become a member of Alabama Credit Union, and how has your experience evolved since then?
Yeah, so I came for college, and my dad and I came down, and Alabama Credit Union was convenient to campus. Being young, first time opening a bank account, and looking for some relationship. And so that's where I started. And then over the years, I have gotten married, had a family, and so it's just been with me every step of the way and in relationship with me.
Sam, what initially drew you?
All right, well, we're jumping around here at the end of the third quarter, but I would like to see more jumping around by our offense. I'd like to see some players jumping around with a celebration of a touchdown in the end zone. The Pats with it at their own 40-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Okay, Brent, this is our quarter, man. I got a good feeling about this. I know, I got a good feeling. We're at least going to do something here. We're going to, I don't know about get back into it, but hopefully put some points on the board right here, Mr. Jones.
We'll see. Here we go. Start the fourth quarter. 2nd and 11. Offense looking to make something happen here tonight. Offense has been non-existent pretty much for the Patriots. Jordan Chamblee back to pass, steps up into the pocket, slings this one complete to Caden Smith on the left side, but Caden is met immediately.
Yeah, and honestly, in my head, I'm thinking, Jordan, run, but then at the same time, I'm thinking, you know, he probably could have picked up 6 or 7, but I don't hate that by Chamblee trying to create some time in the box. We're down 17 with less than a quarter left, Brent.
It was a 1-yard completion.
No, you're right. I definitely get that, but I don't mind him trying to let things kind of formulate, kind of let things go, and then trying to do something, though. But, Brent, I definitely get your point, too.
Jordan takes it, drops back, slings this one across the middle, incomplete, intended for Trent Curley, and it'll be 4th down and 10, and here comes the punting unit once again.
Oh, Brent.
Frustration.
Golly. Just seems like we can't quite get anything going. And I know, listen, I don't blame the coaching staff. I don't blame the players. This is a solid Hewitt-Trussville Huskies ball club.
Defensively, no doubt. Their offense has been okay.
Backup quarterback.
Scrappy.
I know. We'll
Scrappy.
Talk scrappy. That's a good way to put it.
This defense is outstanding.
Good kick.
Gunnar Webb gets a skyrocket off. Fair catch called for at the 15, 16-yard line. So at least we got them backed up here. Still alive, 3 scores down, 11:09 remaining in this game. But if the pattern continues from what we've seen throughout the first 3 quarters, it's a tough uphill battle. This 17 points feels more like 35.
It feels like 170 at times. We can't get anything going offensively right now. We've had, what did we get, that 1 turnover on defense when the quarterback dropped the ball on the 4th down, Brent.
The defense has played pretty well.
There was offsetting personal fouls on that last play as well, Brent, on the punt. Obviously, that yardage does not change. Nonetheless, maybe getting a little chippy out there. If I'm Coach Patterson's defense, I'm doing everything I can to maybe strip a ball here, do something to change the momentum, to just give us any chance to try to put points on the board.
Jack Floyd takes the snap, hands it off to Deuce Alston around right in. Good job coming up to make the tackle is the Patriots' Ketori Hayward.
Yeah, that third quarter took about 15 minutes of real time at Fred.
Let me make a correction. That was Marvin Johnson on the tackle.
Marvin Johnson.
No gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. Floyd in an empty set now. Huskies using the clock now a little bit more, as they have been in pretty much a hurry up the whole game. Floyd will keep this one over right in, finds a little bit of room, bounces off of a tackle, moves it up to the 35-yard line. That's more than enough for a 1st down after a gain of 16 by Jack Floyd.
Yeah, he looked like he was getting it right at the sticks, just cut it inside, then like you said it, just kind of pinball for another 8 to 10 yards, Brent. Good 2nd down pickup by them. The down marker says, okay, they got it, up to 1st down now.
Floyd barking the signals from an empty set. Deuce Alston joins him in the backfield. Alston takes the handoff, looks for some room on the right end. Short gain, tackle by Joe Davidson, a pickup of about 44. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from just short of the 40.
Yeah, I don't see Hewitt putting the ball in the air too much this fourth quarter unless somehow Hillcrest comes back and makes this a really good ball game, just because I just don't see a need for it right now. So I would expect Coach Patterson to continue to bring pressure here, just try to cause any sort of disruption, try to cause any sort of turnover, just give us any chance to get back in this.
The snap, the handoff to Christopher Davis. He'll be met by Joe Davidson in the backfield. He'll fall forward for a gain of about 1, 3rd down and 5 now for the Huskies.
You know, honestly, I was real happy he cut that inside, Brent. Well, it looked like I know the play was designed, but if he had kind of broke it around corner, I thought he had a bunch more yards there.
Floyd calls for it. Clap, clap, clap. Looks to the sidelines. Play has changed. They're using as much of this play clock as they can now.
Play clock down to, thank you, Brent. Sorry to interrupt. Down to 5 seconds.
8.5 minutes remaining in the game. Floyd takes it. Quick pass over here to the right side, and a great tackle over there. But they're going to call a horse collar, aren't they?
I don't agree with that. I thought he got his hood.
Well, let's
or
see
his
it
hair.
here. Let's see
watch
it over
this.
here
I didn't think
on
he
the
got
instant replay.
Oh, that's not a horse collar. He did not have it by the collar. He had a handful of jersey right there.
Jersey, right.
He did. That's not.
Yep.
I mean, we don't.
Bad call, but you know, what are you going to do?
I don't know, man, but these are 7A refs, a big game in Tuscaloosa. I get it. The chances are already not great for us to win this game, but that was not a horse collar. I mean, he felt the collar, let it go, grabbed it by like where the nameplate would be on the back. Unfortunately, the refs
maybe a little bit
didn't see
further
that.
down than that, honestly. That puts it in Hillcrest territory, gives a 1st down to the Husky offense at the Hillcrest 44. 8-10 and counting now as the Huskies come up to the line of scrimmage, but I don't expect a snap very quickly. Clap, clap, clap. Man comes in motion. Well, here's the snap, and Floyd keeps it over right guard, and he'll be tackled after a gain of about 3 down to the 43. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Man, we've said this a lot, right? They pick up 3, they pick up 2, then they pick up 11.
Right.
Then they pick up 3, then they pick up 4, then they pick up 14. It just seems like this is just a never-ending thing. It's like Sisyphus pushing the rock up the mountain over and over and over again.
Yeah. Floyd takes it, hands it off around right in to his running back, James Kelly. Couple of yards for Kelly will make it a 3rd down and 6 from the 40.
Yep, and now we got it. Once again, 2 yards, big 3rd down. They're not going to huddle, but they're going to use a lot of this play clock right here.
Clap, clap, clap. Floyd looks to the sidelines. Play clock ticks down close to 5. 6:34 remaining in the game. Floyd will take it. No, he will not. The play clock runs out. Let's see if Hueytown got a timeout. They did get a timeout before they got a delay of game. We will take a break right here. Hillcrest down 17-0. 6:29 remaining in this game. This is the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard, in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran.
And we're back. Roy Johnson Stadium has not been a friendly home so far tonight, and there's not a whole lot of time left. Trailing 17-0 to Hewitt with 6:29 remaining in this game. Hewitt with the ball in Hillcrest territory, 3rd and 6 from the Hillcrest 40. Jack Floyd in an empty set, 4 wide receivers to the right.
Flag.
And a flag, and I believe this is going to be a false start against the Huskies.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brent. I was about to say they had 4 wide, all to the boundary, all to the field side. But nonetheless, even on 3rd and 11, Brent, I think I'd be surprised to see them put the ball in the air little less than halfway through this last quarter.
All right, 3rd down and 11 now. New line of scrimmage is the 44. Here's a pass down the right sideline, and it is, oh my gosh, tipped into the hands of the Hewitt receiver after a great defensive play and a touchdown for the Huskies.
Now, there is a flag down. It's probably defensive pass interference, but I don't know. It's on us.
Oh my goodness. That's the SEC commit, I'm sorry, not SEC, ACC commit receiver Dylan Cope, the beneficiary of the deflection there and the touchdown. That extends the lead to 23-0 for the Huskies.
We certainly were all over the kid. We were yanking this jersey off his shoulder pads right there. You know,
I thought we were going to come down with the interception.
Yeah, me too. Great concentration by him. You can see why the young man's a big-time commit, able to stay focused. I'll be honest, a pretty fortuitous bounce for the Huskies right there, but then again, they're the ones who took advantage of it.
Dr. Brandy Patterson, extra point attempt coming your way. Unfortunately, all of the Dr. Brandy Patterson extra point attempts have been made by the Huskies. This one up, and it is good. 24-0, 6:19 remaining.
Well, you know, Brent, about halfway through this last quarter, not a whole lot to celebrate tonight with the Patriots. You know, we'll talk more about it as the last little bit winds off, and in the post game right now, I think Coach Mitchell's got a couple questions for them there. I think he's asking something to the extent of, yeah, that may be pass interference, but it seems like haven't had a ton called on Hewitt tonight.
Yeah, Coach Mitchell.
Well, they're as frustrated as we may be about this result. You know, this coaching staff led by Jamie Mitchell is even more frustrated than us. You know, a lot of folks listening, watching, they probably don't know. This coaching staff, they're working 75, 80 hours a week. I mean, they were up here by noon on Sunday. They work until 8 or 9 Sunday, putting in the complete game plan. Coach Mitchell making sure all of his staff knows the game plan so that they can then teach it to the players. And then it's every day. You know, it's practice during first block. It's practice after school. It's film after school. So, I know this result's not going our way, but it's certainly not by lack of effort by our coaching staff or our young men out there. All them giving max effort. Just tonight's not going our way, though.
Coach Mitchell still on the field talking to the referee. Can you hit that again? There you go. All right. Actually, the penalty is assessed on the kickoff. So Hewitt's kicking off this Tiger Rock kickoff from the Hillcrest 45-yard line.
Is that right? Oh, what was there a penalty on the extra point that we missed?
I do not know.
I may just be naive of that rule, but I don't think I've ever seen a pass interference.
It seems like they would decline it. Was it a personal foul, maybe?
I thought it had to be.
It must have been a personal foul and not pass interference.
Well, I think it was a personal foul on the extra point, personally.
Oh, okay, maybe so. Here's the kick, and this one will go out of the back of the end zone. And the Patriots will start at the 20, 1st and 10.
Well, Brent, let's see if we can go ahead and try to do this. This is a stat I hate to give because this is not in our favor, but last time the Patriots were shut out, Brent, you were at this one, as was I. It was November the 13th, 2020, and I think you and I both agree it was that playoff game at Opelika.
That was rough.
Where, unfortunately, we've had 2 playoff games there in the last 10 years, and we've scored as many points then as we have tonight.
Chambly in the gun. Takes it, drops back, looks downfield, slings this one complete at about the 29-yard line. Nice catch there. And enough for the Stephen Fikes All-State first down.
That was Cookie. That was Jalen Cook right there. We've not called his number tonight at all.
Jordan completes, nope, dropped by Caden Smith at the 35-yard line. It was a little bit behind him, but a catchable ball.
Yeah, that's
second down and 10.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Brett. That's one that Caden knows he has to have, though. I know you're like me. You're watching the ball when Jordan has it, but you're also watching the kind of the all-22 view of everybody. There's just nowhere to throw the ball downfield. I know some folks maybe get a little frustrated. He's not throwing downfield. There's nobody there to throw it to. I mean, all these wide receivers have at least single coverage. They're only giving up these underneath
Jordan
routes.
being pressured, steps up into the pocket and will be brought to the ground. Losing a couple back to the 29. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
And this is the catch-22, Brent. When you put 3 people in a route and bring in Max Protect so he has time to throw it, there's nowhere to throw the ball. We kept 5 there. Jordan made 6. We had 5 people in the route there. Then there's not time to throw the ball. So it just seems like a rock and a hard place. Either there's nowhere to throw it or there's somewhere to throw it, but you have no time to throw it. So it's a very difficult situation for our offense.
And it's definitely a credit to the Hewitt defense.
No doubt.
Who is playing it all just right.
One of the better defenses I've seen in our 2 years in 7A.
Jordan rolling, slings this one complete right at the sticks and breaking free to the 40, to the 50, into the Huskies territory for the Stephen Fikes All-State first down. Was that Jacoby on that catch?
Yeah, Jacoby
Harris.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't have any stats in front of me, but I would guess this is his best receiving night of the year.
I don't know about that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Remember, that one was called back, the touchdown.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe his most receptions on the year. Maybe not on yards, though.
Jordan takes it, drops back, steps up into the pocket, avoids a tackle, tries to avoid another one, cannot, and is brought down after a loss of a yard right at midfield. It'll be 2nd and 11. Here's the thing about this Huskies defense. Some of the defenses that we saw in the first 3 games, Hillcrest was avoiding tackles like that, but these Huskies are very sound fundamentally.
Nowhere to go.
They don't let go.
Yeah, there's simply nowhere to go.
Jordan is coming off the field, and the Pats' backup quarterback Harrison Colburn is heading onto the field here with 4:23 remaining. Harrison in shotgun. Don't know what's happening there with Jordan. Was it an equipment issue maybe? Harrison will keep it just straight up the gut. He'll pick up about 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 9.
I think this, he's going back out there, so it probably
was an equipment issue.
I'll agree with you. You could see Jordan's frustration as he was coming to that sideline, though. 3rd and 9 right here as the clock ticks under 4 minutes right now. Pats with number 11 in motion.
Pressure again, and a completion over here to the right side to Jacoby Harris. Jacoby trying to weave his way through. But again, the fundamentally sound tackling of the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies brings him down at the 44-yard line. It's a decent pickup of about 4 or 5, and it'll bring up 4th down and 5 for the Pats.
That's a Tidwell paint and body timeout just called by Coach Mitchell right there, Brent. I'm not sure if we need another break or not. But the first Hillcrest Tidwell paint and body timeout of this second half, first or second, I can't remember. But thank you to Tidwell Paint and Body. Go see Jason Tidwell with any sort of, it can be, a ding in your car, or maybe you're looking to add something to it. Maybe you got a trailer and you're looking for a new paint job. Whatever it may be, Jason Tidwell, the folks at Tidwell Paint and Body will be happy to help you, and we certainly appreciate their long-term sponsorship of the Hillcrest broadcast.
Whew. Speaking of long, this fourth quarter feels like it's taking
Brent,
forever.
I know. I know. I was telling somebody down there, Miss Lofton, one of our fabulous counselors, she said, you can be in a good mood up there, and I said, it depends if we're winning or not. And you know how it is. Sometimes our mood is greatly affected by what that scoreboard says. But nonetheless, we're still fighting here, Brent, as we keep the offense on the field for this 4th and 5.
Jordan back, slings it, and is it caught?
Nope.
Is it incomplete?
It is. Hit the ground, he trapped it.
Intended there for the Pats. Trent Curley at the 35-yard line. Would have been enough for a first down, but he trapped it. Hillcrest will give it up on downs.
Well, golly. Familiar refrain this second half, with the exception of that fluke play that, that bounced off 3 people, a tuba player, and the lift of the broadcast that they caught for a touchdown that really hadn't happened. Not much happened in this half.
That's true. We were 17-0 at the half, 24-0 now, 3:25 remaining. And you're right, one fluke play is really all that's happened in the second half. It's just been exchanging punts back and forth for these teams. Here's a handoff and a tackle in the backfield, swarmed by the Hillcrest defense. A loss of about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
Yeah, good job by the defense. Good job by the defense this whole half. Swarming, gang tackling right now. Hewitt very similar, not huddling, but I have no expectations they're going to snap this ball until the final seconds of the play clock. I would assume the ball is snapped as the game clock ticks under 3 minutes.
Here's a handoff over right guard as it looks like Hewitt is putting some second stringers into the game. Hunter Petrell, freshman running back, on the carry there. Moves it forward about 4 yards, and it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Huskies. 2:30 and counting now.
Yeah, good job by the Hillcrest defense. To be quite honest, Brent, I think they played well this game. Obviously the Hewitt offense, they're trying to just limit the number of possessions Hillcrest has, wisely doing that. So they probably got a few tricks up their sleeve that they have not shown. Nonetheless, defense can only do what's in front of them. This play clock ticks down to 5 seconds.
Yeah, we're under 2 minutes now remaining. Floyd hands it off over right guard. The running back fighting for yards, moving the pile, still on his feet, all the way down to the 41-yard line, and that's enough for the first down for the Huskies.
Yeah, is this a Stephen Fikes first down, or is that just us?
No, that's just us.
Well, dang it. We appreciate it, though, Stephen Fikes.
Hadn't called his name much tonight.
He's another original sponsor, so thank you, Stephen Fikes.
As a matter of fact, we've called Stephen Fikes' name for first downs 6 times tonight.
Golly, that's depressing, Brent.
Total yards for the Pats, 133.
Well, that's just not good enough. There's nothing else to say. That's just not good enough against this Hewitt team.
Here's a handoff. A flag comes flying in. Same running back there, number 23, Tyler Wilson, the sophomore, pushing the pile forward again, but I think this one's going to come back a few yards. 59 seconds remaining, and it looks like it's probably going to come true, Coach P, for the first time since 2020.
I know. I would
Pats
love
will be
to think shut out there. Unfortunately, that's going to change this stat right there. The first time we've been shut out as a 7A ball club right there. I'll talk more about this, Brent, but it's the best football team I've seen all year. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe you were really impressed by Vestavia or Hoover, but golly, I don't know when. I'm looking at their schedule right now. They play Thompson the same week that we play County High, October the 3rd. I've only seen Thompson play on NFHS. I can't imagine they're much better than this Hewitt team.
Well, I have a lot of thoughts regarding that. And Hewitt will just take the knee, and that'll be the last play of the game. And your final score here from Roy Johnson Stadium. The Pats move to 3-2 on the season with a loss. 1-2 in region play. Your final score, 24-0 in favor of the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. We're back after this with the post-game show. Keep it here, the Hillcrest Football Broadcast Network.
Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1939, Bama Stuff is the perfect place for all your Bama merchandise needs. They have a large selection of Nike official on-field apparel, as well as everything you need for the perfect game day experience. Come see our exclusive in-house designed Bama apparel and souvenirs to help you stand out. Located on the heart of the Strip on University Boulevard in the shadow of Bryant-Denny. They're open 7 days a week or shop online anytime at BamaStuff.com. Bama Stuff is proud to be UA alumni and veteran owned and operated. Serving the University of Alabama alumni, students, and fans since 1930.
Were now not on my parents but on me. I remember telling my teller this, and she had such amazing advice to set up 2 savings accounts. One could be used solely to build up, and then the other could be used for emergencies. And I still have both of those accounts to this day. The Alabama Credit Union employees really have your back and are willing to do everything in order to give you great service. So when I finally got into
And we're back at Roy Johnson Stadium as the players shake hands out at midfield, 24-0 in favor of the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. Pats now 1-2 in the region, 3-2 overall. And again, Coach B, all right, so we have now played two of the top 3 teams in the region.
I'd argue the top, right, with the exception of Thompson. You're right, Brent, I'm sorry.
Three of the top 4 teams in the region, although we need to see some scores here in just a minute because Hoover was losing a few minutes ago. But before we get to that, my point here is that we're still in the mix here. You have to be among the top 4 in the region to make it to the playoffs. Hillcrest, with that big win over Hoover, still in the mix.
No, yeah, most definitely, Brent. You know, obviously, this wasn't pretty. There's no way to spin this and act like this was a positive for us tonight. But nonetheless, you're exactly right, though, Brent. We still have a ton to play for right now. The win we got 2 weeks ago, you know, the whole year, the whole summer, you know, the first 5 weeks of school, I think everybody was saying we got to get one win either against Hoover, Vestavia, or Hewitt. Well, we took care of business right now. I'm looking right now. Golly, you got me messing up now. Actually, I messed up to begin with. Hoover is leading Prattville 35-23 as they enter the fourth quarter.
They were down 20-7 at the half.
Yeah, right. And so that game is down in Prattville. So Hoover with a pretty good comeback right there. If that 12-point lead holds and Hoover is able to win that game, you know, that's still, which probably, I don't know if that's good or bad right now. I don't need Prattville being too good because we still have to play them. But nonetheless, that still is going to put us, that's going to still put us, you know, in a driver's seat to go ahead and at least be competitive for that number 4 spot in the region. You know, Hoover still has to play Vestavia actually in the final game of the season. It'll be the last game for them, but then there'll be a week 10 after that. It'll be week 9.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the Mission Express Car Wash stats for the game.
Thank you, Mission Express. Thank you to Chase. We certainly appreciate that. We've not mentioned them enough tonight. We appreciate their sponsorship. Remember, the only, you know, locally owned car wash in the Tuscaloosa area. I know Chase would be happy to, you know, have you out there. They're going to treat you like royalty out there, whether you're a Hillcrest Patriot or not. But remember, you do get that free air freshener, Brian, if you mention the Hillcrest broadcast. So.
Okay. I don't know if these stats are completely accurate because I was told that our stats program crashed somewhere in the second half But let's take a look and see at what we have here. Jordan Chambly on the night, 11 completions in 20 attempts for 85 yards and that big interception. Jordan could have had a big touchdown pass if we hadn't had an illegal participation.
I know.
That was really the turning point in the game, because trailing at that point, what was the score then? Was it 10-0?
Yeah, 10-0. I think it was 10-0.
Yeah,
we were able to hold them. It was kind of got a punt right then. You know, I was high-fiving Kerry Hodge. I was high-fiving you, high-fiving Kevin Thomas. I didn't even see the flag. And then obviously that was pretty disappointing, though. But that was really the only highlight for Hillcrest.
Yeah.
And it got called back.
Jordan with 8 carries on the night for 26 yards. Jacoby, 7 carries for 15 yards. That's unusual. The Pats just offense just basically non-existent here tonight. Jacoby Harris with, we believe, 3 receptions for 35 yards. You say that you think there were more than that?
More.
I don't know.
That seems extremely low to me.
Caden had a few in the second half, 5 catches for 28 yards. But his long was only 13. So, you know, not a whole lot of offensive numbers to talk about here. Caden had 2 kick returns for 37 yards. Austin Cherry with 1 kick return for 33 yards. Not a whole lot of highlights to talk about, but let's look at the team stats, because that's where the story was told here tonight.
Sure.
It was the defense of Hewitt-Trussville that really won this game. The offense of Hewitt-Trussville, honestly, I was not that impressed with. The little quarterback, he has a lot of grit. Jack Floyd, he's tough, he's smart. He finds those little seams in the defense and weaves his way through to pick up a lot of yardage. He spins and breaks tackles. He's little, but he's tough. He kind of pushes the ball like a shot put on his passes, and they wobble around, but somehow the little short passes get there and they complete them, and they've designed the offense well to work for what he can do.
You know, I say this with the highest compliment. He does enough. You know that it seems like he does exactly what you need him to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I think game manager is thrown around negatively a lot. You know, sometimes
but that's
we hear
exactly
that.
what he is.
But that's exactly what the coach's son needs to do as a 14 or 15-year-old. Everything you just said, he dinked and dunked, bounced off tackles, fell forward. He had the one miscue on 4th and 2, 4th and 3 when he just kind of did not quite have the snap. Other than that, the kid played flawlessly. Their starting quarterback went down with, I don't want to speculate, some sort of upper body injury, and I think he is expected back, if at all, extremely late in the season. So as potent as this Hewitt team is, you can imagine being down a starting quarterback. They're even more potent than what we saw.
Total yards, Hillcrest 133, Hewitt 372. Last year against Hewitt, Hillcrest with 443.
Yeah, I mean,
well, different game.
Not a lot to say, man.
Right. Yep. This one's in the past. Next week, out of region at Hueytown, a chance to kind of regain our composure and get our mojo back a little bit. Hopefully we can before we get back into region play the following week. But let's move on past the Mission Express Car Wash stat line. And do you have any scores for us for the RSV Design
I don't have
Scoreboard
a
update?
ton right now. I've done a pretty bad job with that tonight. I think the big one I had there was that Hewitt score over there. I'm looking for a Thompson Vestavia score, and I'm also looking for a Northridge versus Central score. I don't have those, but RSV score design, we certainly express. I got one for you. Thompson laid it too, Vestavia.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, 35-3. So, you know, Thompson keeps on Thompsoning right there. Trent Seaborn in the graphic that they have. So, you know, I think Thompson. You know, I think in the immortal words of Danny Green is they are what we thought they were. So, you know, it's certainly.
That one was close at the half, wasn't it? Wasn't it like 7-3 at halftime?
It was actually the 3 points they got. They were up 3-0.
Okay.
And then the last score I had early second was Thompson 7-3, and obviously the tidal wave after that. Man, I'll say this: 7A football, Region 3.
It's tough.
There ain't no off weeks, man. You know, even like you look at Prattville last week, who was kind of an also ran last year. I mean, they were up, what'd you say, 20-7 on Hoover at some point. Hewitt's come back, but I forget who the new coach is. But golly, man, even Prattville, when we host them for homecoming, that's no pushover. No. So this is just a tough schedule. Ain't nobody going to feel sorry for us, though, Brent. I mean, nothing but licking our wounds, getting ready next week for
pick up the pieces and move forward.
For the Ghosts, right? We get to go back and play the Ghosts. That's right.
Ghosts. So. All right, and our final task of the night, Coach P, is to name our players of the game.
I get to pick the easy one. How about that?
Okay,
Can I get the easy one?
Sure.
I think it should be Gunnar Webb as punter. What do you think?
I have to agree with you. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he probably needs his right leg iced down right now, but I thought Gunnar.
He was busy tonight for sure.
After that initial shank, I thought he did well. But I got an idea on defense, but you shoot something at me if you want.
All right, on defense, well, tell me what you got for defense.
I thought personally in the second half, the whole game, I thought our D-line did a pretty good job. I thought A.J. Love did a good job. I thought Jeremiah Beverly did a good job. I don't know what the stat line shows, but I thought both of them, to me at least eye test, did very well, Brent.
A.J. Love made quite a few big plays. As a matter of fact, he according to our stats, led the team in tackles tonight with 6.
Yeah,
so A.J. Love will be our
A.J., great
player
kid,
of the game on
great
defense.
kid, very soft-spoken kid. So you're going to have to draw it out of him at the huddle. But, as poorly as the game turned out for us, I thought the defense did play fairly well.
Oh, they did. The defense did all they could. It's just the offense absolutely could not move the ball.
And then you can pick it, the offensive MVP. I just –
oh my goodness, this is tough.
Have a ton.
You suggested Jacoby, and Jacoby had the worst game we've seen him have in maybe ever.
Once again, Jacoby.
But so did everybody else.
That's the only thing. I don't see a ton of bright spots.
He definitely would have been the
there.
player of the game if that illegal participation hadn't been called on that touchdown
catch. No doubt. But
he caught several balls, picked up some first downs for us. And Jordan, played his heart out, threw an interception, had a lot of tough runs. But I think you're right. I think we have to go with Jacoby. Caden, a few catches, made a couple of first downs.
It's a tough night on offense, Brent. There's no way to do it if we're struggling this much to even find somebody worthy of the MVP. But, like we said, man, we're halfway through the season. It's 5 games. If you had told me – right before this, the initial game, I believe we were up in Florence, Alabama on August 22nd. If future me had come to pass me and said, hey, we're going to be 3-2 after halfway through the season, I'd have taken that in a heartbeat. So, we've been disappointed against Vestavia. We've been disappointed this week against Hewitt. But overall, 3-2 in the first 5 games, I'm going to consider the first half of the season a success, even though the last 2 weeks have certainly not gone our way.
Hey, and Brian, we do have some very valuable players for our broadcast, and that's
awesome.
Award Company of America.
Thank you so
who
much.
Sponsors our players of the game each week along with walk-ons. They also sponsor our players of the game.
Thank you to Chris Adamczyk at ACA, Awards Company of America. Thank you to all of walk-ons for their kindness, and I know they'll be you'll be back out there, win or lose, this Tuesday for another Hillcrest Huddle.
All right, so let's wrap this up here. I got to go home. I didn't mention this, but I do have some good news.
Okay.
My daughters are visiting from Atlanta.
Fantastic.
And so they'll be at the house tonight and tomorrow. And tomorrow morning, you know what happens tomorrow morning at Government Plaza?
Oh, Lord. I think I actually do, but I forget. Help me.
It's Oktoberfest, even though it's still September.
Right.
But you know what they also have at Oktoberfest?
They have music.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They have the wiener races.
They have the wiener races.
And we're going to enter our 2 new little puppy wieners in the wiener races. I don't think they're going to do – they can run fast. Now, whether they'll run in the direction they're supposed to or at all is another story. But I tell you, those little pups can fly. They really can.
I hope they have more success than the team you're rooting for tonight.
I kind of doubt they will. I think that Vegas has them at very low odds to win the race, but we'll see what happens.
Well, obviously, everybody's riveted about the Wiener Nationals, and Mr. Jones will give us a full update next week in the Hueytown pregame.
Yeah, sure thing. Okay, all right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Didn't turn out how we wanted it, but we don't ever give up. We'll be back next week from Gopherville. Join us then. Your final score once again, Hillcrest losing to the Hewitt-Trussville. That's what the 4th time I said that.
That's okay.
Hewitt-Trussville. They should just name themselves Hewitt-ville. Hewitt-Trussville Huskies, 24-0. Good night and go Pats.
Go Pats.